Just like that. Just like that.
Caribou's
Button
got a
press.
crew.
And we're even doing a little bit fucking differently. So, oh, how do you make it play though? Uh-oh. Yeah, oh, there we go. There's the thing. Oh, now I got a different screen. What the fuck?
Oh, Jesus. This looks like my fucking show.
Well,
Hey,
this,
hey,
no,
Rick,
okay,
what'd
so
you do?
no, this is
Rick, what are
fitting,
you doing?
guys, because you know what? This show is supposed to be dedicated to fucking Johnny because you know his Johnny and we love him. But I fucked this show up about as good as Johnny is fucked up in real life for the most part. So okay, let's see if I try this again. There we go. Okay, so we're starting off Ab Frog right off the because this show is
All right.
for Johnny because you know his brother's going through some shit right now. Johnny, we love you. And so we're gonna do dabs all night long. Everybody get your shit fired up and let's go. And then with that in mind, let's do it.
Caribou has a crew with a whole bunch of dudes and a couple really cool chicks. Come here to learn, come here to teach. Mostly we come to bullshit. Caribou heart, we all play our part in this cannabis game. Caribou heart, come pop a squat, recreate, or just kill your pain. Rolling up weed into a bunch of dudes and a couple dang dab hits. Laughing along, getting real stoned. Don't forget, dear Uncle Rick. Caribou heart, we all play our part in this cannabis game. Caribou heart, come pop a squat, recreate, or just kill your pain.
All right, so now that I've train wrecked the show in proper sweet Johnny fashion, fuck yeah, let's do some more dabs. Even okay, so here's I had it all premeditated, right? I had the song up on my fucking screen ready to go, and then I had the fucking dab frog ready to go. Somehow, because I was like, we'll do the dab frog for Johnny because Johnny, you're the shit. We love you, brother. We're here for you, man. And then I was like, being so super smart and intelligent as I am. I was like, and then from there, we'll go into the song. And then, you know, it gives me time to heat up a dab torch. Everybody can do a dab and get really high as fuck. And then when it ends, we're all like have our lungs collapsing and it's amazing. And we hit the show and all that. And then I get into playing the song and I can't fucking figure out how to hit the mute button to shut my shit up so that you guys didn't have to fucking listen to that going the whole time during the song, right? So I fucked that shit up really bad, dude. But that's out of love for Johnny. Right there.
You done good, Betty. Welcome,
Mad
chat.
love, Johnny.
Welcome, Hoobie.
Coming in.
Lobster, Aldi, Thunder. Good to see everybody.
Dab Goblin. Coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a great crew. We got, you know what? We got a great crew on the panel, but we got an even better crew in the chat right there. As you guys are just saying it right there, man. They're filing in like crazy coming to hang out. Yeah, you got it right, DP. Thank you. We thank all you guys from the bottom of our hearts. You guys are fucking awesome. Look at Bees doesn't smile like that very often, right? And he's really grinning ear from ear. And it's probably has something to do with the 2-liter of Pepsi he's got fully boofed right now because it's just like, yes. But
No Mountain Dew?
Yeah, you said Pepsi, bro. What?
Did I say Pepsi?
It's a Pepsi product.
Close enough. Sorry, Bees. I can't even talk good. That's how.
Hey, man. When I close my eyes, the bottles all feel the same. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take your word for it. Okay.
Yeah, I won't touch that one.
Yeah, I kind of didn't even. I didn't know how to talk before that, but now I really was speechless after that one. So you just so it goes to show you can't follow Bees. He won't let you. Mrs. G-Bay, what's going on? Wait, what was your biggest seller at the shop this week?
Ooh. That's a tough one. I find there's been a bit of a pattern the last couple of weeks, and it's been Mac 1 by Edison and Limelight by Edison.
Okay.
So 2 from the same supplier. Yeah.
I've been hearing of this Limelight a lot lately. I
Yeah.
feel like I've heard it. It's been ringing and resonating.
Yeah. I haven't tried it myself, but I like Quest and Quest Reserve. It's the same producer. They're more of a high-end craft.
Is it a Canadian producer?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the Quest they do concentrates and stuff too, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen their concentrates up here. Okay, so like, yeah, they do one called Gems or is it Diamonds and Juice or Gems and Juice or something similar to that. I think like that I've tried a couple.
Something like that, yeah. What's really popular for them right now? Stuffed French toast, banana OG, ex-wife, and grape pie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
I like
Mood Ring, they're a really popular producer. They're from Canada as well. All of them are from Canada. But they actually give a part of their sales to anyone who's been charged with a cannabis charge to help them get out of it. So
Fantastic. That's
Yeah.
super. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, wait. Who are they again? Let's say that again so that people can hear that and actually
Yeah, for
absorb
sure.
that one.
It's Mood Ring.
Okay, and they're one of these big licensed producer companies that you know that we all talk shit about. Let's face it, we do. But sounds
Pretty
like
much,
these
yeah.
guys are actually have a little bit of decency in them, and they're trying to
Yeah,
help
they're
out.
actually giving back. Apparently, there's a few other producers as well that do that. I don't know exactly who yet, but I do know that Mood Ring is, and they're the most well known for it.
Wow. Okay, that's you know what that makes it a little easier to help stand behind something like that. If I get to the point where I'm going to dispensaries and buying flour, it's pretty rare I do that, but it does happen, and I see that, and I'm like, hey, these guys are helping people get out of jail and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna give you my money.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
And they have good pricing too. It's not break your wallet kind of stuff.
And quality product.
It is, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like it. I like this.
Yeah, you know what I'm finding as I do a little more research that there are a number of now the licensed producers they're in a class of their own, but there's a lot of micro producers in Canada, a lot more than I had even imagined. I'm trying to think. They got us when we had Parkland Flower on. She told us the number of craft producers, and I thought it was in excess of 100 in Canada. Yeah. So and these people they have you know, maybe a 2,000 meter canopy, and so they've got the ability to work a lot closer with the plant. A lot of them are doing organics, and the majority of them are hanging, doing a proper dry and cure. You know, I was really impressed with so it's a thing of the future, a thing to come. I really hope that. I mean, we kicked off the whole recreational medical thing in Canada wrong, but you know, maybe we can, you know, make it right.
Hopefully, yeah, exactly.
Speaking of dispensaries and stuff, I posted and seen an article for Oklahoma. We're starting the metric system here. And so they want us, what I find most astonishing is that they're giving all dispensaries until May 24th to sell or destroy product that has not been tagged under this system. But however, this system does not start until August 1st.
Okay, so do you know a little bit more about how this is going to work? What does this mean? It means that in the future, the first thing you said was that.
So they're looking at the seed to sell market for commercial growers.
And that each, like I think you mentioned, that each plant has to be tagged from the beginning until the time of harvest.
Correct.
What about packaging? packaging for sales? I got the impression that maybe like is the packaging done at the retail level, or does the packaging have to be done beforehand?
That I'm not 100% sure on. I do know as of right now, it can't be transparent. I haven't heard of the labeling or the packaging being made any differently. For one, a lot of the patients around here want to see what is being put in the bag.
And smell and yeah.
So we don't want to have to, tell the bud tender to verify that for us. So
okay. Yeah. When you use the word metric, I like it takes on a little bit different meaning in Canada, but metrics are metrics, and I know that in many cases, in many states, you have to keep track of every leaf that you defoliate, and every, it's all got to be weighed and recorded. And oh my
even
goodness.
like all your waste when you harvest, like stem, root, like I heard it gets pretty extensive from what I hear.
My concern is like, prices are going to go way low for a minute, just trying to get rid of what's on the shelf, because none of the dispensaries are running tagged.
But that time in between, what are you going to do, right? Because you said there's a gap in between when you have to have everything gone and it actually starts. So anything in between that period is going to be considered what?
We'll see. I don't know, but I don't know if the system's already available. It's just not mandatory.
Oh, okay. So you can go ahead and switch and get it all situated. So when they say, hey, you have to have it tagged, you already got it tagged and shit.
And what's your opinion as to what their end game is? Like, why would they want to introduce a something as idiotic as this? Basically, I mean, they already
it's easy
have
for corporations. It's easy for that, like controlled. It's easy to be like, okay, well, this is going in, this is coming out. It's very easy to get that data into there, because everything's recorded. So they know what's going in, they know what's going out, they know what their bottom line is, and they know how much they're losing at the end of the year or making.
The state wants to say that it's to cut down on the illegal grows, first of all, but in my opinion, it's a way for them to get more money. It's a way for them to be more corporate in it instead of letting us just grow our medicine. So
it sounds a little.
I'm honestly really surprised that you guys got it out there, because you already kicked Metric out once when they tried to instill it because they're a monopoly.
It got overturned.
Got overturned. Okay.
Yeah. And again, I think it's because whoever's in there is going to profit from it.
Yeah, it's the fear of lawmakers that have no understanding of cannabis, and the metric people selling to the lawmakers saying you need this to track it, because if you don't and there's some bad product, you can't go back and get all of it. You won't know. But the counter to that is in Oklahoma, their argument was, we can use any software to track. Why do we have to be forced to use metric? So that's kind of what the stalemate was there. But apparently that must have fallen through, and metric still got their way.
Yep.
Well, wouldn't you say like the biggest thing is just the unknown, the ignorance of it all, because nobody kind of really knows what's going in. Like you said, those lobbyists are being paid to come in here and basically teach.
It's big money.
Lawmakers
it's a
whatever
big
they want to
money.
be taught.
Think about it. If you're required to use a program, you're required to. You don't have an option. You're required to use a program if you want to sell cannabis in whatever state that says you have to use metric, which is a lot of states now. They're making bank. Not only that, metric forces you to buy their tags. You don't get tags for free. You got to buy them. And they're RFID tags, which means they can fucking sense where that plant is, even if they're not even in the building. And then on top of that, each fucking plant has to have a fucking plastic tag on it that you can't reuse even. They make you destroy them and throw them out. So it just creates a mad amount of fucking garbage and just super destructive when it comes to environment and everything else. And they just give no fucks. I mean, and no other industry that I can think of is fucking regulated per plant.
Really?
I can't think of any other.
So is that what's going on with California? Why they're basically just letting it all rot on the, because in
California is a whole other
like,
set of, that's just one of the
they have
reasons.
it to where, like, even if you don't sell it, you still have to pay for it, right? I believe is the thing now. So they're basically like, well, fuck that. I'm not going to be able to get the price I want for this. So why would I even try to, like I heard at Harvest, I don't know exactly. So I'm not going to go crazy into, wording it, but I'm pretty sure like before it's even sold, you have to pay for it. So you might not even sell it. You know what I mean? Type deal. Which is
I don't know how that works in Cali. I can tell you in Michigan, that's not the case, but I don't know about Cali.
Well, I'm excited. I'm gonna be up there tomorrow. Shout out Astro Charlie. We're gonna come bombard his place and do some dabs in art, man. I'm excited.
Awesome.
So, hell yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Astro Charlie. He's a really good artist. He's done most, I don't say all of them, but a lot of the logos in the Michigan Bros Grow Show have been done by Astro Charlie.
He's super talented.
Red Setter, I know. Yeah, for sure.
Tara Wilson, Adam Euphorias. I don't know. He did like 2 or 3 for Red.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't keep up.
He does other stuff for people that people don't even know about because he doesn't really go and post it too much or anything. But he does a lot of work extensively throughout the community, and he's professional as fuck. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, he did my logo, and but with the help and inspiration of the DP. So I was very grateful for that.
Awesome.
He nailed that shit.
He's such a good guy. I've got artwork from him just sitting right here.
Yeah. Is this bust out Astro shit time? All right, here we go.
Break. Oh yeah.
That's pretty fucking dope. He even had it framed and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's cool. Very nice.
Hell yeah. I got the pendant made from him. That was super dope. The stand.
There's a lot of nug art too. He's got nugs.
I got this one, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That was one that he grew himself. So yeah, and then I've got a ton of other stuff all over the place from him. I love those little things that he did. I got one of those cards from him as well.
Yep. Oh, I got that one too. I got a numbered one. I got it, and it's plastic because it's number 2 of 10.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and I love how he gets everybody to sign his ashtrays and shit like that, and rolling trays at the events. It's really dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, badass.
Nice. Yeah, real nice. So Spartan, do you mind if I just ask like one question about RSO?
I don't mind if you ask 100 questions about RSO.
Well, good, because he's fucking gonna.
Okay, here we go. First an update. I ran two runs this week, and the first batch it was way too thick. Can you make it too thick? It was
if you remove all of the alcohol, like every little last bit of it, it'll get really thick and hard to even work with.
Yeah, that's what I was finding is I couldn't even draw it up into the syringe. It was like everything I could do, I had to stop. And then
what was the temperature? Was it room temperature? Was it warm? Was it cold?
It was more room temperature, and I did warm it up, and it did work a little bit easier, but it was still hard to use. So that was that run. And then yesterday I finished a run, but there's something going on with my machine. Is that machine supposed to, like work, and then it kind of, once it, I guess I'm assuming achieves pressure, then it rests. That's how the machine used to hum or buzz away for like a few minutes, and then for 30 seconds or a minute it would be quiet.
Yep.
And okay, well, the other day it actually took me 2 days. I put in two half a gallon, just about half a gallon of tincture, and I bet you I ran it for like 3 hours that day.
Okay.
I turned it off and I ran it for at least another 3 hours. And during that 90% of that time, it just kept humming all the time, buzzing all the time. And but the light wasn't flashing, so I know I had a proper seal. I'm wondering if maybe
the air pump was running or just the machine was running. Like there's two things. The machine will run and have kind of like a low hum. It doesn't, you hear the fans running more than anything. And then when it's trying to pull vacuum, then you really hear it. It gets loud as fuck, and the vacuum pump kicks in, and then that is loud. It's like, so are you talking about the vacuum pump was running the whole time, or are you talking about just the machine was running the whole time?
Oh boy.
The vacuum pump couldn't have been running if the light was not blinking.
The light was not blinking, so I'm assuming that I had a proper seal.
Yeah.
And now
what's your temperature setting at?
I was playing around with it, but I tried to get it as
hot as you could,
as high as I could.
Okay.
And by the way, that was something else that I observed for most of the time. I didn't really see that good bubbling going on.
Really? That's strange.
Yeah.
Have you changed the altitude? Have you set the altitude of it?
That's exactly what I'm going to do next. I'm going to take a look at that. And under those circumstances, I believe what I should be doing, I've got the notes, or it's in the instruct. I think what I'll want to be doing is increasing the altitude. Like I've got it set around 2,500 feet right now, and it's in 1,000-foot integrals, but it tells me, okay, if it's boiling too hard, then this is what you should do to adjust your altitude. If it's not boiling, this is what you should do. So I'll just follow their instructions.
Yeah.
And
that's what I would do too.
Yeah.
Their instructions that they don't include with the unit, which is hilarious. You got to go online to get them. But yeah, I agree. I would have fucked with the altitude settings to try to get a heavier boil if you want, if that's what you're looking for. I get a pretty good boil on mine, and I believe I didn't change my altitude. I left it at 0 because I'm at like 1,000 feet. So I'm pretty close to that anyway. And so I just left it alone.
Okay.
But yeah, they do take a while for me. Sometimes it's weird. Some batches will run faster and some batches will run slower. And I think it has to do with the chemical components of what's in there. I don't know I don't know how else to explain it.
Would it have?
I always finish it. I always cut it off early, I guess, after a while. Like when you said you ran it for 3 hours, I would have fucking poured that out into a fucking container, like a silicone container or something that's easy to collect from, and then just fucking put it on a hot plate and fucking finish it that way. And you probably would have been finished within less than 3 hours than it took you to run it again.
Yep. No, actually, Spartan, that's exactly what I did. I just did that this morning, no. I cleaned out the chamber last night. Left it sit overnight, or maybe I ran it for an hour, maybe last night. I ran it for another maybe 30 minutes this morning. And but I had a considerable amount in there. And then, so I thought, well, I'll just take a look at it. So I drew it out with the syringe, and it's really quite, it's not
liquidy.
Yeah, there you go, liquidy. And but I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to take a shot tonight and see what I think.
I just took 0.67 grams, so we'll see how that hits me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was a little bit heavier than I thought it was when I eyeballed it, but I figured, it's a weekend, I can take it. I mean, I've taken a gram before, so I'm sure I'll be fine.
I did a gram ski of yours on. We all know about that story by now. That was a good one. I got to take some of Fluff's when I went to go visit my parents, and that he made, and his is a little viscous as well. So it was like a tincture shot. And, it was nice though. It was nice. Definitely was.
Okay, so it's something. It can
Cheers,
be
everybody. Hope everybody's having good.
It can be a personal thing. How much or how little alcohol, I guess, you want in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I think honestly, for me, it's just ease of use. If you get all the alcohol out of there, it's a pain in the ass to have, because I like to store my shit in the refrigerator too, which keeps it colder. So if I keep it more viscous and more liquidy, then even in the fridge, it's not going to be, difficult to dose out. And the reason I keep it in the fridge is just to keep it fresher for longer. I mean, you don't have to. So that's why I do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all up to. There's some people that I know that are recovering alcoholics or something like that, and they would absolutely want 0 alcohol, and I'll go ahead and just, cook it off for a lot longer to make sure. But I don't know. That's few and far between. That's not something that's usually a concern.
what you can do to Uncle Rick is if you do want to get all the alcohol out, you can actually get glass syringes instead of the plastic.
Yeah.
And then you can just stick them in like some hot water or heat them up if you want to get it out.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree with Spartan. I don't like it to be too crazy thick, but I want as little alcohol as possible. So I do go on the thicker side if I'm actually doing it.
Thick and not as moist on those occasions.
Yes, not as moist.
Yeah.
Very thick.
I get it. Wink.
Actually, it has to be
Speaking of all
moist,
of
man.
that.
It has to be fucking moist.
Pinky Rick,
It definitely works a lot better that way.
Bad
Pinky
situation.
Rick.
Right there.
I have something for you tonight. Are you watching?
Yes.
Are we ready for this?
Oh my goodness. Nothing but a, oh yeah.
I'll get naked.
Just for you, buddy. Got the
I
nipples
love
and
it.
everything.
I love it.
That's
Woohoo! Oh, okay. I'm gonna have trouble focusing on the cooking. Then I'll tell you that. Nice stuff. Good.
Paula looking extra good on Friday night. Look at Rick's just elated.
You made my Friday night, Paula. Oh shoot, that's good.
Just think, man. People are gonna have to wake up, and that's the first thing that they're gonna see at like 6 o'clock Monday morning. Okay, like that's literally how you're starting your week. Looking at all the hairy fucking gut and man boobs.
Right. So speaking of cooking, we're also going to do Monday is a Nutella cheesecake, a no-bake hazelnut Nutella cheesecake. I'm going to make the hazelnut
Jesus.
spread. I'm going to make the hazelnut spread from scratch and then the cheesecake. And we're going to put it in a crust.
Oh yeah.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
And I hate to
fucking love
even change a
cheesecake.
topic like that, but G-Bay just had a big old scoop of some nice hash right there. He's over there hard at work. That looked like some cheesecake almost.
What?
Cheers,
Yeah.
abolish. Oh, shit. Cheers.
Has he got that plumber's ass going on? I didn't know. Hey, put him on the big screen. There he is.
Hey, big
I think
boy.
that washer load's done.
Man, he's got him.
That was me all day yesterday.
Bubble, you got some bubble?
Hey,
This is
Yes.
bubble?
Yeah, I made some bubble. I actually got some. Should probably show off if the camera will focus. Get it out.
Nice.
Good to see you,
what'd you wash?
Ballers. Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Rick? It's good to see everybody.
Oh,
It was a
man, nice and
mixture.
dapper.
Basically, things. Everything I've been saving up over like the last 7-8 months. So there's like sour melon, OG, some monkey head in there. And I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't think I've messed around with anything else new other than monkey head, but
That's cool, like a full spectrum hash.
Oh, so you mixed them all together, or did you do them separately?
They were all mixed together and
Good.
just sitting in the freezer for months and months and months, traveling around with me.
Wow.
But I'm gonna press all that out here in the next couple days.
All right.
That's exciting.
Kingfisher got me Uncle Touchy looking for that ass crack action. It's not true.
I was waiting for that comment to come through from somebody.
And it had to be Kingfisher. Oh shit.
I want to shout out Natalie Bradford Art as well. That's Astro's girlfriend. She does amazing art as well. She does a lot of these really cool, like little collages. And
It reminds me of vintage, like, yeah, I love it.
I love it. It's so beautiful. She has amazing prices too. She even does collage kits that you can make your own collages with. She's so talented, many different mediums. They're both amazing. It's like the power art couple. I do hear a frog though. So I'm gonna shut up and get my torch ready.
Well, you can continue to talk during the dab.
Yeah, I'm curious about how that that collage is created. That's nice.
It's yeah. She finds the sources, all the material herself, and cuts it all out by hand, and places it all by hand. She also does like I don't know the correct term for it, but it's like the yarn stitching, not the knitting or anything, but like the stitching through a canvas or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she does really cool stuff. She's done a lot of really cool like Grateful Dead stuff. She's fucking really talented.
We have to get there. We have to get her Instagram account. I'm sure she's got some of her stuff on there. Right.
Yeah, she has one dedicated to her art.
Yeah, I think it's Natalie Bradford
Art. Yeah, or Natalie Bradford Art or something like that. Yeah, everybody go check it out. She's super talented.
Do that.
If I remember to after this dab, I'll post it.
You'll remember.
Let's try a new. Oh, fuck! See what G-Bay's got going on. One sec, G-Bay. All right, now unmute yourself, G-Bay. Let's hear what you got to say, there, brother. What's that beautiful stuff we're looking at?
Oh, there you go. That doesn't look too bad, eh? That's it's just outdoor from last year. A friend of mine running out of freezer space wanted me to get rid of it for him, so I told him I could help him out and concentrate it for him. And this is just an amalgamation of 3 or 4 different strains. And it's honestly the 25 micron bag and skimmed. I do 220 work bag, 160 skim, get all the fucking bits of debris right down to the 25, and that'll be dried. And then I'm going to microplane it, dry it, and repress it into brick form. Turns just into that nice old school black hash you like to bust up in the joints and put in the pipes. And there we go. Now his wife gets the freezer back.
Very nice. Oh.
So this is the 3rd run now, so it's getting pretty weak, but I've got a fan blowing the Arctic air from outside right onto the machine. So this room's pretty cold in here. It's nice.
I loved your cold tint that you made when you had the AC pumping, or you had the inline pumping right into that bitch. That was decent.
Yeah, that was good. I got that down under 10 degrees Celsius anyways.
I've got
here,
a
we're probably
window
12,
unit.
15 degrees, but good enough
I
anyways.
got a window unit that'll make into a little tent similar to how you had it. When I started making. What size tent was it?
That was a 4x5, I think that one was.
Oh yeah.
The pain in the ass though, you'll notice as you go down your runs, you get a lot of foam.
Why are you using that little washer when you got that big washer sitting right there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you get in trouble, I think. Worked out pretty good though. I bought you don't need to get the brand name one or whatever. It was easy that way. I jumped on Amazon, it was right there, and I just bought it. But these
that's
things,
the one I bought. I gave it to Abolished because I can't stand. I don't like that shit. I hate that job. I'm not a bubble washer, man. I hate that job.
This man, when you're doing it, I used to use this thing right here. I used to use this nylon stick in a bucket.
That's even worse. Oh my god. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm doing good. I'm graduating to not doing it anymore, but I'm still doing it. It works though. But I'm gonna get back on mute and get back to work here, guys. I'll be back to join you in a few minutes here.
I'm excited to start washing, but I don't think I'm gonna wash unless it's like a tried and true washing strain. Because I don't want to do all that work and get a fucking shitty ass return. You know what I mean? Definitely gonna have somebody there going it over with me.
I love smoking it. I hate making it.
Yeah, and I definitely want to go more.
That's a chore.
A rosin form, so it'll be, yeah. I definitely want some guidance on the first few runs and shit, you know.
Why don't you just wash your trim so it's no biggie if you screw up or whatever?
Yeah, that's a good way to try.
Start out with that. I mean, that's all I wash is my trim. I don't do bud runs.
You could do small runs just to test your stuff too. That's what Dankman Dan likes to do. He says on a new strain, he'll just take some of the product. If he's wondering, hey, is this a good dumper? You know, when it comes to concentrates, he can take some dry product and just throw it in a regular, you know, quart mason jar and do the process in that instead of having a whole bunch of product in a washing machine. You're doing just a little product in a mason jar. You can shake with your hands and you can run that through bags, you know, just as easy as anything else. And get an idea, at least just a small sampling, and give you an idea. If you like weigh the product before you go in and then weigh what you have when you're done, you'll get an estimate percentage wise what you can expect in a return if you wash it without having to wash the whole thing.
I've heard of people even just doing the mason jar with ice water and watching the heads float down to the bottom and seeing if it's even worth it. Cheers, Lucas.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That you want to get a really cold ice water in the mason jar and your product in there and get a little vortex going and let it sit there. And you can watch it like separate out kind of almost. All the plant material float to the top and the head should fall down to the bottom.
Yeah, I've been trying to do a bunch of homework on that as of late. I'm extremely interested in the rosin and high-end, you know, live BHO and stuff like that now. Yeah, not only that, glass now. So for my birthday, it's 420. Hell yeah! Whoop, whoop.
You were born on 420.
Yeah,
That's badass, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, it was destiny. It was destiny. Like when my mom tried grounding me the first time, I was like, no. You could have waited a day. So yeah, it's definitely destiny. But yeah, so I'm gonna get a torch, I think, for my birthday. Fucking ecstatic about that.
But you're still in Aries, right?
That's an expensive hobby right there, man.
You're a Taurus too?
Yeah, just right. I'm right there on. Yeah, it's a very expensive hobby.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta be right on the cusp.
Yeah, right on the cusp, and so sometimes I'm a Aries, but 99% of the time I'm Taurus.
It's funny because I got a brother that's an Aries and I have a brother that's a Taurus.
Yep,
I'm a Cancer.
Yeah. Lucas, I'm going to be out there tomorrow. I'm going to Astros.
You are?
We're going to do some art and stuff. Yep. We just found this out today. So I'm pretty excited. Go out there and do a little sesh.
Whereabouts out here? Here's a big area.
Closer to me than you.
Hold on. Where's Uncle Rick? Can I
actually, no, he might be closer to you, actually.
Kalamazoo.
Put that fucking left hand down.
Yeah, it's the right hand, Rick. Damn.
I had PTSD. I don't have
my left or my right. Is this the part there?
There you go. Now that looks like the state of Michigan because the camera flips it. I know that's not.
Yeah,
that looks good. See, that looks good to you, but it looks bad to us. Now that looks good to us.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is all about you.
Yes, of course. Why would you think differently?
A light dawn.
Ah, shoot. Yeah, great to see everybody. So I got to share with you a little experience I had today, and again, it all goes back to RSO. So I thought I just we can't get Everclear in BC, and so I thought I'd drop by the liquor store and just see what they have. So I went in and I said, yeah, so what is the strongest proof alcohol you have in the store? And so he took me over and he showed me something and it was 70%. And I said, yeah, no, I need 95 plus. And I kind of related what I needed it for and so on and where I was getting it from. And he said, oh, well, that's illegal. And I said, well, gee, they sent it to me and I don't know. And his eyes got big and oh yeah, no, that's a no. You can't.
Saying the alcohol's illegal is what he's saying?
To transport the alcohol from Alberta to BC, I guess as he's saying, is illegal. And maybe, I don't know the law, but maybe to possess that 95 proof is illegal as well. I don't know.
Well, for me, I know this doesn't make any, but just to give you an idea how things can be different.
And it is all about him.
No, but for me, if you're from Michigan, you're in the clear because it's illegal for us in Michigan to sell 190 proof. So if you go into a store, the highest you're going to see is 151. But it's still legal for me to possess it as long as I don't sell it. So I can go to Ohio and get it and then come back across the border and consume it in my own residence. And I'm not doing anything illegal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm curious. I'm really curious exactly how the law is written. But anyway, so that's what, so he showed me this 70% alcohol. And then he said there's other ones at 50%, 151 or 50%. But then at one point he said, oh yeah, well, I guess what was going on was, they banned it. And he said banned like it was a big deal. And he said they banned it because it was killing people. And I looked at him and I thought, I didn't say, like, talk to people that have an attitude like that. I mean, excuse me, if you wanted to kill yourself, you simply drink twice as much, for fuck's sakes, and you're going to have the same alcohol. You're still going to be fucking dead.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. Makes no sense. And they go out of their way to ban, the 95 proof, but they'll still sell the 50 proof or the percent or whatever. It's ironic.
It is very ironic, man. There's so much of that in government too.
Yeah.
Rick, I've been meaning to ask you, and I got to ask you before I get too high and forget.
Go for it.
I'm going to ask you to ask me questions, but I remember on the last show you were talking about organic soil building.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And what I wanted to tell you, just off my own recollection of it, is if you ask an organic person how to build soil, you're going to have a really long conversation. So if you want to cut through all the bullshit and just have a basic system to start with, if you don't have an option in your area to buy a bag soil that's already a water only, that's why they're marketed here in the States, water only soils.
Yeah.
They're basically doing what you're doing. You're wanting to do is they just build that soil and they throw it in a bag. But we have several options here. You may not have the option there for that, but the easiest thing to do is to get an all-in-one for the amendments instead of trying to find kelp meal, alfalfa meal, and source every single one of those separately. You can find an all-in-one option. The one that I use is I just ordered online from Build a Soil. It's called Craft Blend, and it has all of those things already in the right ratios and everything. So you can just use that as a top dress to be your mineral inputs. Okay. So you can do your third and third and third. You can do your aeration, and then you can 1/3 of the mix is aeration. The very best would be pumice because it's a heavy stone and it's not like perlite. It doesn't float on water. It doesn't all collect at the top. If this is going to be a soil that you want to reuse again and again, you want something that's going to stay put in the soil. So pumice, which is like a rock, but it's really airy. Another option is rice hulls, and you can do combinations of these. Like if all you have available is perlite, by all means use perlite. But you need 1/3 of the mix to be aeration. It's giving you aeration. So I just gave you some examples of the aerations. Rice hulls, perlite, vermiculite, and what was the first one I said? Oh, pumice.
So, Spartan, how I've always really fanboyed for the rice hulls, man. I might have to rethink on only using it when like say a net infestation or something pops up, because I heard I believe it was Lade Morrison talking about how it's really, really high in arsenic when it breaks down, and then when it breaks down, it's a really, really fine sand. So it's just like acting like a super compactor, just like perlite does when it breaks down. So I don't have a lot of.
No, that's good to know, because I don't have a lot of experience using rice hulls. It just never was something that was around me. I already had everything else.
I just started implementing it in my last re-amend of the soil that I have going on. So that's a good thing to know. I did hear it's a really good source of silica and stuff like that as it's breaking down. But I mean, if it's that high in arsenic, there's kind of
Well, it's like any
Yeah,
input,
you know what I
especially
mean?
organic inputs. A lot of people see an organic tag and they think, "Oh, this is great. I'm using this," and they
Right.
don't check to see, does it have heavy metals attached? Does it have
Especially with like kelp, I heard is
helps?
one of
Another
the
one,
main
or
ones.
anything from the ocean
Yeah.
nowadays. Anything from the ocean
Yeah.
nowadays. There's a lot of good products out of the ocean, but
Fish bone meal, all that shit. Yeah.
But yeah, and then you got the nuclear
Basically
reactors
everything on
dumping
my
into the
shelf.
fucking oceans and everything else. God damn, who knows what that's all doing?
Oddly
And then the
enough,
seabirds eat them.
I saw just recently, yesterday or the day before, Jeremy from Build a Soil had featured a short video on
Craft blend, yeah.
blend, and he went through all of the ingredients on the craft blend and talked about how it came to be, and it was actually pretty interesting. And I think I might actually get some. I still have some coots from last year, but yeah, I think I might.
I swear by it, man. That stuff is
They
good.
do some pretty extensive testing into their stuff too for heavy,
Yeah,
heavy
they
metal,
try to get the
how
best
it's
quality.
sourced.
That's what I like about
make
Jeremy
sure
out Build a
things are
Soil.
ethically.
He tests all his inputs. So when somebody sends him something to carry, he doesn't trust their tests. He gets them independently tested because it's his name that goes on. You know, when he puts Build a Soil on it, that's kind of his name and his reputation that's going there. So he does that extra
and he
step.
uses like local, or not even local, but just, you know, he sources like smaller companies that are kind of, you know, more so for communities and families and stuff like that, instead of these
I
huge
just don't know if
corporations
that's
that
a
don't have
company
that
that's
person.
available in Canada. I don't know if they even have that availability.
I don't know, but I will check it out. I know we have Gaia Green, and I'm sure they have something similar.
Oh, I bet you they have to have something similar.
Yeah, but
I use a lot of down to earth.
Yeah, I just
Biofish, BioLive from Down to Earth is great options. Nectar for the Gods, One Shot's another good one.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
I
that's
know
another good one too.
I know we have that, but I just listened to an interview with Jeremy today, and I didn't realize he's been at it just about 10 years, and depending on the time of the year, he has between 30 and 40 employees.
Yeah, and he's got a huge greenhouse,
Hard to
and
believe
he
he could
supplies
be at it that
vegetables.
long. He doesn't look that old.
He's married. I think he's married now.
Yeah.
And she's a fighter. And he does jujitsu. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like supporting that guy. But yeah, to wrap up the thing real quick, is you want a third aeration, a third. Now you can be peat or cocoa. It doesn't matter, whichever one you want, or combinations of them. So if you wanted to use peat, you can. If you wanted to use cocoa, you can use that as well. I prefer peat. The reason I prefer peat is because peat actually starts to get a little acidic as it ages, and that's easy to take care of with gypsum. So for me to control soil pH way down the line after, it's 10th time or it's 13th time, it's easier for me to keep that pH better. It seems like when I use peat over cocoa, I run into issues earlier. So I might just say, if I run into issues if I have a plant and I run it and I run into issues on harvest, I will reset that bed if I don't think I can fix it with a top dress. Like, fuck it, there's something off in this, I'm just going to reset it. So that's what I do. But otherwise, I've used some pots fucking 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Again and again and again and again and again and again.
Do you
amend with craft blend and worm castings? And
say it again?
After I harvest, I just amend with craft blend, worm castings, and top it with malted barley.
Okay. Now, and do you take this soil and you mix it all up again, or
no? I cut my plant down, I pull it out. I used when I harvest the plant and I buck all the buds off of it and you're left with just stems. I take that and I cut it into about 1-inch pieces and I make my mulch with it. So I'll peel back that mulch layer and I'll literally sprinkle on my craft blend, and the only thing I measure is the craft blend. I'll give that, like, if it's an older bed and it looked like it was running out of nutrients, I'll give it a cup. If it was fucking looking like it had plenty of nutrients at the end, I might give it a half a cup. And so I do. I sprinkle it over the top, and then I'll take worm castings and just put a thin layer just to cover the craft blend. And then again, an even smaller layer of I just sprinkle it like I'm sprinkling salt over top of the malted barley.
I have a question about top dress, and then I wanted to give you an inventory of like what I have kicking around the house. The question is, I'm using this auto pot system. Can I use whatever I'm going to be top dressing with? Can I like effectively like bottom dress it? Like put it? No, it's got to go in the top. Now
you don't want to foul up the water because you're not changing the water ever.
Okay. Now, okay. Well, then while I'm thinking about it, that's what I was going to do with my recharge, but you're suggesting maybe I should, same thing. Put that in the top. I don't want to run that through the system. I got it. Yeah.
It's going to build up bacteria and everything in the lines and stuff. And it might even clog your lines.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that at all. And if you are going to top dress, I would even consider, if you're going to water anything in through the top, water in like a lot less, not enough to run off, because you don't want it to dribble down all the way through.
Yep. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
And I can't recommend enough to get something to elevate the media above the bottom of the pot at least an inch.
Narwhal suggested using a bunch of crunched up recycled bottles and stuff like that. That way so when you have so much soil, it can become compacted really bad. So he said
well, no, you don't want that because you have to be able to still wick the water up. So I would use like clay pebbles. Yeah, okay, he's doing a auto pot.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, auto pot. Yeah.
So I use like clay pebbles or something that will still wick water up.
Yeah.
So it's a good news, bad news situation today. Excuse me. I went to get some Hydroton, and the smallest size I could get was are we losing? I'm sorry, we lost somebody?
Bees.
Love you, bees. So the smallest size I could get was like 50 liters, which is like a big fucking bag, like a light. Anybody need any Hydroton? Like over here. But now I'm thinking, I bought it just to put on the base of my 4 pots, but now I'm thinking, I'll do the same thing there, but maybe I'll use the rest of it or some of it as what you were suggesting, Spartan, for aeration throughout the rest of the.
Yeah, you could use it for aeration too. It's kind of big. Well, no, that'd be all right. That'd be like a really big piece of perlite, but yeah, that would work for aeration as well. It's going to be, I don't see any issue with that. I'm trying to think if there would be a problem. I think that would work.
Okay.
It's good to have around. I've been liking it, like adding an inch or two when I'm setting up a new pot too nowadays, not just doing the wicking bed, but the very bottom of like the fabric pot, putting an inch or two of Hydroton right down there before I put the soil in.
That's what I'm telling Rick to do.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm telling Rick to do on the bottom, because he's got auto pots, so they're going to be just like a wicking bed.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm going to put strictly Hydroton, a good like 4 inches probably at the bottom.
I wouldn't need that much. I would do half that, 2.
Okay, a couple of inches.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't need a big layer. You just need to elevate it so that the actual soil isn't in direct contact with the water, because then it just gets fucking no oxygen, whatever that word is. I can't think right now. Anaerobic, yes.
Yeah. Now I've got some kind of excuse me, I'll just grab it here.
Like literally, he took his ears off. I was going to say literally, I just put enough to cover the pot so you couldn't see the bottom of the pot.
I don't
literally,
know.
I put like 1 layer of the pebbles in, Rick. That's it. It was like just enough to cover the pot so I couldn't see the bottom of the pot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then over that, I lay down this copper side down.
No, you want copper side, you want pot, that copper side down, clay pebbles on top of that.
Oh, okay.
Because what that is the root block. So you want your roots to go through your clay pebbles. So you want that just at the very bottom of the pot to stop it from the roots to going into that little reservoir and blocking it all up with roots. That's what that's for.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I know you suggested that the air domes may not be a good thing because it's going to overheat.
I don't. That's my opinion. I've never used them though, and if they're marketing them and saying that it works, I don't know. I mean, I don't know better than they do. I can't say that.
Well, Yeah, but I do respect your opinion. And but here was the deal. It was already on its way. I'd already bought it, paid for it. It was on its way. So what I've decided to do is take your advice. I'm going to use them, but I'm going to put my pump on a timer. And if it's I'll put it on and see how long it takes to warm it up. And if it gets too warm, then I'm going to set my timer accordingly and only allow it to aerate when it's not throwing warm air into the root system, because that makes a shitload of sense. Now, if that be the case, that dome is going to be higher than the hydroton. If I only go like, say, half an inch of the dome itself is maybe about 3 inches.
Yeah.
And so would I put the hydroton right up to the top of the dome, or does it necessarily matter?
I don't think it would. I would put the dome in on top of the copper side down piece of fabric. Then I would pour the hydroton in. Just hopefully one layer would be enough to just work its way around it.
Okay.
And then that's how I do it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I wouldn't actually. That's not how I do it. I do it without the dome, but that's.
Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, but if I put the dome in like that, that is going to allow the soil to go inside the dome and plug it all up.
I don't know how it works. I haven't really seen it.
Let me grab it.
It should be blowing. Oh no! If he shuts off though. If it's running air through it, that would keep the soil out, right?
That's a good point. Okay, that's the height. What about 2.5, 3 inches? And the air comes in on the line, and then
the exits for what places, or is that a manifold and there's a bunch of holes in them?
It's like a manifold. So the air, it comes in and then it goes out to these corners here. I wonder. I'm sure he set it up right. Anyways, yeah, that makes sense.
So it just shoots like 3 streams of air into your soil block. Is what I'm getting out of that.
I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, I can't really see where the air escaped.
It appears to be that the plastic thing is just something to protect the cable from getting smashed.
Yeah.
And it's just a fucking airline.
Okay. Like my buddy assembled this, but
a teed off airline or something.
Yeah. Well, if I plug it
into it plugs into the port on the plastic itself.
It plugs right into the plastic, yeah, but then it doesn't go anywhere. Unless maybe, I wonder if this is porous.
Maybe.
So this is how you make butt chugging difficult.
I have no idea, man. If I don't understand it, I don't use it. I don't know.
Yeah, the whole automation part makes it extremely difficult for the beginning, but then it's easy riding. It's kind of like the blue mats I heard, or blue mats. Mats, I don't know how to say it correctly.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never used one.
like that. Yeah, I heard just calibrating them is a pain in the ass, but once you get them calibrated, it's fucking dope. You don't got to sit there. I don't know. I enjoy watering, I guess, because shit, I enjoy watering a year and a half in, so I'm still fucking basically learning proper watering if I'm not butt chugging, because that makes it easy.
I mean, I enjoy watering like 10 plants at home, but at work, no.
At work? Oh, hell no. Especially if you had to do it by hand. No.
Dude, I've done it when we first started. It's not fun.
So when I
do it just because it's better than flipping burgers, but
so from what I believe is that overwatering or underwatering is one of a beginner's biggest, problem, challenge, mistake.
And almost all growers' biggest mistake.
Well, that's where I was, and I was gonna ask the question, like, so if you're hand watering, what is your technique? Would you grab the pot and lift it up and then get a feel for how?
Are you talking about for in an auto pot? Are you asking me for that?
No. I'm asking about you at your own personal home grow.
If you want a detailed answer on this, check out Chad Westport's. We did a 1 minute, or not 1 minute, just one thing, or whatever he calls that, little. And we did one, and it's I don't know, about a month ago, maybe now. But he asked me what was one thing that I thought was real important, and it's exactly this topic. And that's what I told him. I said, above anything else, I just think people need to understand how to water. And so we did a whole show on it. I don't know. It wasn't a super long show.
No, it's
especially with like
10 minutes.
autos, if you're doing autos as a beginner and you're underwatering, you're severely limiting what you're going to get your yield, because those roots aren't going to be able to get it anywhere to grow. And it severely stunts, which can start pre-flowering early, all that stuff,
And if you're overwatering,
the thing that makes it difficult too is that the medias are different. The theory on watering is different in watering in cocoa than you would in soil, for example. In cocoa, you want to keep
if you're
it more
doing
wet.
mixed, I heard. So if you don't thoroughly mix, if you're mixing it, cocoa and peat, because I was going to do that, but I was warned against it in the beginning, just because if you don't get that thoroughly, mixed in right, you're going to have spots that are holding a lot more water and some that's not,
It's not
which you can
uniform
run into
patches.
issues and stuff. So yeah. And I ran into my third grow, my first salt run, I ran into improper watering, just because with my 3x3, there's not an access to the back. You know what I mean? Like, you got to fucking crawl through that shit. And so I was just kind of getting the watering can or whatever I was using at the time, just kind of right there to pour in there. And it wasn't evenly dispersing the water. So I had a lot of salt packs that formed in there. So when I did fully saturate it, it was just like a salt overload. I ran into some problems doing that.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's the biggest thing with auto pots, Rick, that can get you into trouble. You're not going to have this issue because you're running salts, but if some people run them with salts, and it's the whole way that system is, where the water is coming from the bottom. Well, eventually it wicks to the very top of the pot, and then just the air moisture and everything else, wind, it'll evaporate. That water evaporates off the top of the surface of the pot. You'll see this if you're watering salts in a regular pot too, because when you go to water the next day, you see that ring of salt on the top that builds up eventually. It's because the water that sat up there evaporated off and it left the nutrient solution behind. Not a huge big deal in an auto pot situation because you don't water over top of it. But if you do make that mistake of like, oh, hey, I want to water in something, and you have all this built up salt at the top, as soon as you pour more water over top of that dissolves into the water and it pushes it through the roots and it burns the fuck out of your plants.
Yeah. But you going organic, that won't be an
That
issue.
eliminates that problem. Yep.
Yeah. And that's exactly, I'm trying to gear this to a beginner grower, and I want to make it as simple as possible. And thank you so much for your advice, Martin, and abolish for your inspiration on butt chugging.
Would you think what a new grower coming into it, everything that all those questions and everything you just had, would that be like something that might like, for me, like that would deter me, like the auto pot system, if it was already like set up for me, but
I always
just
recommend,
seems like a lot, you know what I mean?
Okay. And that's
I would say autopot's intermediate. I would say sip container would be beginner. But guess what? That's what I'm using right now at home because that's fucking so easy.
Okay, thank you. And that's it. That's what I was going to answer with is probably the sip container absolutely would be the this isn't really that intermediate, is it? Not really.
It is because, like, if you didn't have access to somebody you could just ask questions on the fly and you just had to figure the shit out. Autopots was really hard for me to figure out. It didn't make sense to me. I couldn't wrap my head around it, and I was struggling until I finally figured it out.
Okay.
And then, if I didn't share that information, the next person would struggle, and the next person would struggle, and the next person would struggle. So
I think it's all person to person too. Uncle Rick. I'm one of those guys that aren't good with technical stuff. There's other people that are really good and would much rather have that system down. You know what I mean? Especially somebody that's working all the fucking time. They don't have time to sit there and micromanage everything. So the autopot system, like, it's all your lifestyle and what's going on. You know what I mean? Me, myself, I know I like to fuck shit up. So I could see myself like with forest growing in between the lines and everything like that. And,
say the autopot system, what it excels at is it frees you up, man. Like with a sip container, I still got to check them every day, but an autopot, you just got to look at it. You don't have to go in the room. If you set the res up outside the room, And that's what I did. I set my res up outside the room because you don't want it to be in the same room. It'll be too hot.
Yeah.
So I set up in the side room and I just peek in there to see if the res had water or not. And that's all I had to do to water. I mean, sometimes I could fill that res up, go on vacation, come back in a week, and that shit would still have water in it.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Shout out to Automation is Freedom. He's working on a lot of extensive lines that really free up stuff to where he's getting the pH down to where, it adjusts your pH. And he's doing a lot of really cool stuff. So y'all should go check him out. Shout out to that guy. Good guy.
Cheers.
Yeah, no, he Automation is Freedom. He's shared with me in DMs. He's like automated sip containers, which was pretty cool. Like he's got like little solenoids and shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I would love to see his place. He probably like wakes up, hits his alarm clock, starts the toast at that time, the coffee maker, like everything's automated. You know what I mean?
Feel like walking into
toothbrush is revving up.
Cartoon.
Good to see you, Thunder Dan and Ty. Welcome.
Cheers. Cheers. How are you tonight?
Good.
Yins.
So will you, Thunder Dan? I haven't seen you in a while, man. Banana Daddy is
I've been
officially in my
working,
flower
man.
room, bro.
Thunder Dan, good to see you, buddy.
Fucking South hit 80 in fucking February. I had to go to work.
Oh, just rub it in, fucker. Just keep rubbing it in. Yeah. We're supposed to hit 60 tomorrow, and then in like 3 or 4 days, we got 4 inches of snow coming. So yay.
Oh my God. Fuck.
Well, this is fall, spring, and then comes second winter.
I've spent the last 3 days falling trees on a hillbank like that in snow that's up to your balls, at the pretty much the shallowest. Walking up that hill like that, it's like kind of plowing snow uphill with your stomach. And like I'm a scrawny little shit too, and I can move pretty good. So you see some of the bigger guys coming through or trying to plow the trail. It's even funnier watching them because they got the fucking gut that actually literally does work as a plow, and kind of it's wow. So like I saw Chad Westport talking about he thinks everybody's day should contain at least one happy dance. Honestly, like my happy dance is just kind of that getting done for the week and knowing that while I absolutely love falling trees, it's a thrill and excitement, and it's so much fun. The uphill in the snow, that's the part of the job where you're just like you don't want to go to work that day. So that's my happy dance. It's Friday, and
here.
And once again, let's do another dab for Johnny. He hooked up with Prophet's mom. Now he's got the clap, and he can't be on the show for a couple of weeks, right? So
got a big shanker he can't show.
What's that?
You got a big shanker or something he can't show.
Yeah, well, he's got something he can't show, but we do know it came from Prophet's mom. I got this straight from Johnny, so it's
Would this be the same Prophet mom that Uncle Rick's been dating?
That's the one. That's the one and only. But
Rick's not dating Prophet's mom. It's only smashing. Let's get it real.
Yeah, it's more like picking up.
I come from a different time there, DP.
They're just boomers with benefits.
More than joints.
Well,
boomers with benefits.
Rick's classy. He took her behind the dumpster behind the Burger King, right? So it's
hope you put a little raincoat on your friend.
So Rick must just stick to the butt stuff because he's still around.
Hey.
That's right. He's not scared of those.
That's why everybody loves Rick.
Let's move on. Change the subject.
Rick was just smart enough to wrap it up at least 3 times because he knew the first 2 would dissolve, right? So they're just smart. With age comes wisdom. Uncle Rick knows this shit. He's had DD more than once.
Hey, but seriously, folks, I see Chad is in the house, and I'm just curious. Although I can just go back to his channel because I do follow him, and I haven't seen the interview with you, Spartan. But
is there anything else to that story? You just want to point out that you don't watch me.
No.
Yeah,
sounds like he doesn't watch much of Chad Westport either.
No, he's just He's calling out Chad and saying, "Yeah, I just don't watch your show, but I know who you are."
Yeah, I hear you.
No, that's
Chad, I still love you, buddy. You don't,
swear.
Uncle Rick doesn't love you, but I love you, dude.
I swear that didn't come out right.
Is it actually? Is it Westport coming on a Tuesday here? Coming up real quick.
Oh, really? Fantastic. That's super.
Bees.
Yeah, but if we can talk him into coming in tonight, maybe he'll give us tell us a story, bedtime story.
He might.
Are you going to bed? Going to bed.
Ooh, that's a tease.
How many
right
more
there.
subjects can we change to make it less problematic for Rick?
I think he can find trouble anywhere. We're talking about Uncle Rick here.
Did I finish? Oh, no, I'm looking for Chad's website. That's what I'm doing. I mean, his
onlyfans.com/Chad Westport.
Uncle
Would
Rick.
it be in a playlist or a video or a?
What are you looking for?
Should be on your recent.
I'm looking for the interview with you and Chad.
I'll just. How about I just look it up for you and I'll put a link in the chat. How about that?
Well, I'd appreciate it. I've seen 99% of every show he's produced.
Except for that one.
Except for that one.
He found something to do.
Dying over here.
Hey Rick, I got a question for you.
Go ahead, please.
So, are you trying to teach the new grower how to grow an organic in a slip container?
The short answer is yes. I'm trying to teach I want to teach the new grower the simplest, easiest, idiot-proof method of growing. I want to encourage them to grow. Bottom line.
Have you ever grown in that system?
No.
So why are you trying to teach them a method that you don't know?
That's a great
okay, well, first of all, this is all brand new to me. I've never grown in
Hold my hand. Hold my fucking hand, bro.
I've never grown in a tent in
You
my
asked
life.
for the pocket.
I've never grown on this scale in my life. So it's
my sweet Aunt Lucy.
I've never grown organic. And I wanted to, in my own mind, try to figure out the simplest way of growing. And I really hadn't given a lot of thought to the watering system as much as I had. It kind of, the cart before the horse. It's kind of, I thought, okay, simple has got to be autoflower. But then the more I thought about it, the more I thought, if I do autoflower, autoflower is very unforgiving. And again, I'm not an experienced autoflower grower, so I thought, okay, it's got to be. I
like when people use the KISS approach.
But that's what I tried to start with, and then it was suggested that if I'm
Lucas is trying to make out with Rick right here on the show.
Autoflower.
No, I just heard about his anal words. I don't want to be making out.
First, she was all effed up on painkillers and whatnot. Try and get all.
Let's clear that up
she's trying to make
no painkillers at all.
I think Prophet's mom has some. Prophet's mom has some competition here, Rick.
That's why I was asking about his dating history. I was trying to be subtle, but thanks for bringing it up.
Don't fight over me, ladies. Don't fight over me.
We're all
There's
done.
plenty of them go around from what I hear.
So anyway, Thunder Dan, thanks for asking that question. I'm trying to keep it simple. And so I thought, okay, I'm not going to go with autoflower. We're going to go with photoperiod. And then I thought, okay, photoperiod in either a sip container or auto pots. And then it was suggested that what you had just mentioned, Spartan, about the salt buildup. And then I thought, okay, I can't go cocoa and synthetic, which I'm used to. I'm going to go organic. So that's where we are today.
So the only reason I say that, Rick, is because I know you shake bottles, and I feel like you're good at it, or you would have fucking gave up a long ass time ago. So if you approached me and said, hey, you want me to teach you how to grow, I would be like expecting you to teach me your method, how you grow. Because then you could say, whoop, you fucked up. You got to do it this way, because that's what your experience lies. Instead of saying we're both going to rebuild this engine, and neither one of us has ever fucking done this, but we're going to do it because we've watched some YouTube videos and it's on, you know. So
and you know friends who know how to do it.
That's a fair comment. Matter of fact,
Right,
I've done
well,
that.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, though. It's like if you teach me your method, then I'm looking at how you do it. But if you fuck up a bunch, I'm gonna be like, how the fuck does Rick know does he even grow weed? Probably buys his weed. Look at what he did. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
but the auto pot's like it's geared towards a new grower, or is it geared toward how is it advertised? Like what's their market base? I've never really even looked them up.
Okay. Here's where my challenge is I've always grown commercially, and I don't want to teach I want to take, in Canada, we're entitled to grow 4 plants legally per household. That's the market that I'm going after. I'm not trying to monetize this. I just want to encourage as many new growers as possible to grow, and that's where my heart is. But as the show develops, I'm also looking at putting new growers in touch with experienced growers, because I am not experienced. This is not my lane.
Well, you're bringing your old way into a new way almost. You know what I mean? So it's a new way. You know what I mean? And I totally see what you're doing with autopots. Like it's geared towards the working person. You know what I mean? Somebody that isn't. And I can see how it would be very appealing to a new grower. So I'm excited to see how it goes. I really am.
But I also want to encourage people to try like a sip container. I think it'd be a fantastic thing. So I really want to encourage.
That's been the easiest ease of use thing I've had as a new grower. You know what I mean? This is like my 5th or 6th run now, and it's just the easiest. It's impossible to overwater. You know what I mean? The one that I'm using. One problem I did run into with one of them is I didn't create enough of an air space, so it kind of got a little anaerobic down at the bottom. So that's something just to keep in mind, but very easily fixed. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, you start filling the fucking the overfill valve. Water starts coming out, and you're done. Throw some keys on there when you're one. Still got top dress and stuff like that. But whenever you want to hit it, some recharge or whatever you use. Yeah, just hit it up top.
See, Rick, that's kind of like why I went from autopots to sip container. Was I wanted to be able to water things in through the top. With a sip container, you can still do that. You can water through the top instead of watering through the tube. But with autopots, you can't do that because you're kind of sitting in that res or whatever, and you don't want to get anything to drip down into it. Whereas at a sip container, if it was empty, it's fine to drip down into it. It would just wick right back up.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Yep. There it is.
It's a cool system, but my peeve with it is we're adding a bunch of moving parts to a growing method that we basically went to not have a bunch of moving parts. So I've just never really been a big fan of the autopot system.
Before we get much further, during dab time, I don't know if you guys saw it. I put up this bud that I'm smoking on.
Oh yeah.
It is Venom OG that was sent to me by Sunny in Bectopia. She sent me about a half ounce of that and a bunch of the penis envy mushrooms. So guess what I did tonight?
You're going to be awake. Sounds like you're going to be awake is what it sounds like to me.
I can sleep on those mushrooms, remember?
I noticed.
I might pop awake and be alert at 5 o'clock. That's not.
Yeah, I was going to say, you woke up a couple of times and wandered around for a bit. Then you went back again.
I went and saw Eagle, so I'll do the same tonight.
There you go. You're gonna see him in person.
Yeah, I actually did. I kind of walked past him because I needed to get to the bathroom without falling. So I was kind of stumbling, acting like a female look out there, you know, and him and somebody else was standing around the fire like you'd expect him to be early in the morning or late at night. And he just kind of looked at me and, you know, I just waved and kept going. I'm glad I didn't fall. Yeah, those crazy times.
Cheers, Chad.
What's going on, Westport?
Welcome, Chad.
Cheers, cheers.
Oh, hey. I thought that was you up there.
Yeah. Y'all are having a fun Friday night. I'm like, I want to get in on that. Booth crew.
Yes, we always love some Chad up in here.
Yes, and
yeah,
no,
cheers,
I'm not gonna say the same thing that I said on your Instagram earlier. I was about to repeat it. So, how about that local sports team?
Oh my.
That's a good general question.
Right.
Now
Have you
you're
found
not
this
leaving
one,
with
Chad?
you're not leaving without a story.
Not yet. I'm gonna put you on a special view though. I'm pinning you. Okay, now I'm searching. I was telling him earlier, I've never spent so much time searching for penises. As I do when I'm looking at it.
But were you successful?
I'm obsessed now. I've got to every time you put something up, I'm like, I gotta find it.
This is just the balls and a little bit of shaft.
That was
No
one of
tip in
the
this one.
One of the first
This is
things
a
I
Freaky
did when
Friday.
Fluff created a new Discord group was I went and Googled like big black dicks or something like that.
Oh God!
And I found the
that's
biggest
not
one I could
smart.
find, and I just threw it up in the group and disappeared. And Fluff got, well, I don't know if he actually got pissed, but the comments he left kind of indicated that he might not have been overly impressed by it. But I was like, ha, I win, and I'm gone.
Overly impressed or happy that you did it? I think those are two different things in that scenario.
Maybe he was really happy and he just didn't want me to know about it. I don't know.
I mean,
Blatantly happy.
Anybody been to camp, jail, or prison? I mean,
you've been
Love the one you're with.
Yeah. So
Damn.
I totally have just come on and derailed the conversation. Sorry about that. You guys were getting along great. You were.
We were well off the rails before that. Don't worry about it.
there's no track tonight.
It's Friday night. What am I thinking?
In fact, I think just the fact that you're here means like dab time, doesn't it, Chad? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. I think
we haven't done a
everybody
dab in at
started
least 5
fanboying
minutes.
and fangirling as soon as Chad showed up.
Shit, shut up.
So I've been blessed on multiple occasions today because when I got to work, my buddy Baked Pone handed me a little concentrate jar full of some of his strawberry something, whatever. It's fucking delicious. So I've been hitting that. I took RSO.
Him and Tara did?
Yeah, yep, that's the one that him and Tara did. And then I took RSO before the show. It's hitting me right now. I've been smoking. I met up with Detroit River Rat today, and he hooked me up with some of his Sour D, and so I've been smoking that. So all this strange has got me so high right now. It's amazing.
Nice smoking other people's marijuana.
Yeah, I love it.
I had the tail end of your RSO in my coffee tonight.
Oh, nice.
And got some Triangle Mints rosin that I'm smoking. It's phenomenal. It's like a soapy like funk.
Soapy,
It's like a gas like that somebody tried cleaning up with like wannabe dial. That shit that like when you're
I've yet
in
to
trouble
find
and
a
like
mint.
real young. Yeah.
I've yet to find a mint weed that I like. It's like it reminds me of menthol, and I go, eh.
Yeah, I'm not a mentholated person. I'm really not. Like anything that has that like almost evanescence, like the cooling effect, the mentholated. I'm not a fan of that shit.
Me either.
Because it reminds me of Newports, and it's been a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Cools? What?
Newport.
Newports.
Fools has got
You go to a certain place and that's the only cigarettes they have for a while, and like you're gonna smoke them, and then like you hit a regular cigarette after smoking a mentholated cigarette for so long, you're like, what's wrong with my cigarette?
Why aren't my lungs crystallizing?
That's what I started smoking on.
Man, there's some And
That was
some
the first cigarette I ever had. My mom smoked Cools, my dad smoked Newports, and we would just take a couple, and then that's what I started on. So when you said that, I was like, just had a moment right there. Like that's what I started smoking on.
my dad was always Marlboro Lights forever. I see those packages everywhere.
Dude, okay. We used to steal Virginia Slims from my friend's mom.
That was my mom's. That was
How
my
about
mom's.
that?
She was Virginia Slims.
I used to smoke more
Those were some of the
100s, which were lighter brown than the dark brown 120s. But they look like a Virginia Slim, but they were light brown, so nobody wanted to bum them off me. But they also look like a Virginia Slim inside, so the guys didn't want to bum them either. And nobody wanted.
Oh shit.
So that's how I did
Perfect.
It's like a clove, you know, like everybody's like, ooh, that's unique. And then they hit it and they're like, ugh.
Well, but it was the other way around. It's like, I don't know about that. It was just a cigarette. Yeah, it was shitty anyway because it was a cigarette. But yeah, nobody bummed my cigarettes from me.
No. Who smoked the cloves here? Who was like, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes. I'll smoke cloves. Anybody?
I was offered it, but I never accepted it.
On guard for Spartan.
I hit it and regretted it. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was the thing
Hit it
for
and
a
quit it.
minute. Yeah. Did about a pack of that and was like, no thanks. I can do without the bleeding esophagus.
Exactly. I only ever bummed them off people. I've probably smoked this many.
Are you that person? I only smoke when I drink. Well, why do I always see you at the bar? You know?
Right.
I don't buy them. I only smoke when I drink.
Yeah, I've heard that so many fucking times. Man.
That's your 10th pack this week.
Right? My 10th pack because I keep giving you half of them. Yeah.
I just loved collecting all the packs because you could turn them in for Marlboro miles and get free shit. I had so much free shit.
When you see the people decked out, like with the Marlboro boat, jacket, fucking everything, you're like, all right,
dude,
you're dying. And like 8 years.
Dude, I had the whole fucking suit that rolled up into a fucking bag, and it was like waterproof. And then I used it one time when it was fucking flooding. I was like, fuck yeah, the only time I could ever use this fucking thing. Fucking put it all on, thinking I was a badass.
I had the cookware.
The Joe Camel.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're more badass than the dude with the fucking Joe Camel, like the 8-ball jacket with the leather sleeves. You remember that one? If you had enough camel cash.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That's awesome.
Camel Cast.
Cool.
Camel Cast sucked. I had all the Marlboro stuff. I had the 4 stoneware mug set, the camping set, the sleeping bags. I mean, we had it all.
Did you have that gigantic duffel bag? That thing was awesome.
We had everything. We literally bought everything. My brother, my best friend, and I, like, we would find the packs, like people would throw them, throw them on the ground, and this is like in the mid 90s, and we would just
yeah, dude, I'll go through garbage. I didn't give a fuck. If I saw one in the garbage at the gas station, I could snap that shit. Fuck yeah.
I wasn't the only one then, because we went camping off that stuff for a few years.
Well, us Canadians are being ripped off then because we never got shit for fucking taking back smoke packs. What the hell?
They had to get rid of it because it was obviously targeting towards kids. And I mean, shit, I was like in junior high, and I would like collect all of the camel cash from everybody, the ones on the grounds. I'd send it in. I'd get a Zippo because I say I was like 42 or something on their form, and then I'd sell the Zippos to kids. And yeah, it was great.
That's awesome.
And they got rid of it.
Now we know why it stopped.
And everybody wanted them because it was all branded, right? So everybody thought, oh, that's cool as fuck. You can't buy it at the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool.
But back then, all I wanted was like a Marlboro flannel. That's what I wanted because flannels were really in back then. And you could never find a Marlboro
years.
What's that?
Like the Nirvana years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I graduated in 95.
I was gonna say, yeah, you look like you'd fall right in that.
Oh, dude, you're ahead of me. I graduated in 96.
So it was good times. It was a good era. Good music was back then. Yeah.
Teen spirit.
Is it scary when you hear that shit in a grocery store now, though?
No, I still rock out.
Yes, yes, it is.
I don't give a fuck.
Or an
I'll fucking
elevator,
sing
yeah.
it
We're
right there.
listening to the golden oldies, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm like, I should not be
Singing
rocking
down the
this hard in the grocery
cereal
store.
I embrace it. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, dude, I'd let
You
it. I
look
let it
around
go in
for
the
everybody
aisle.
else first. Like you got to see somebody else go first, and then you're like, all right, hell yeah. And then you
Oh, no, you
do it.
don't
The next
wait.
person catches it. Yeah.
Grab
And
it
it just
and
keeps.
go,
It's like the
man.
wave. It just keeps on going.
I was searching my fucking Spotify today for at the car wash because I was going through the car wash. I'm like, I got the wrong song. I'm trying to find it before I got through the car wash. And I get no fucking signal in the car wash. So yeah.
Oh, no.
Damn technology with these things. That's great.
I see you there, Ty. I just want to say thanks, buddy. I'm sure you know what this means.
1 second. I just had somebody pull up. So if it's too loud on my end, I'm sorry.
Well, fuck you then.
Well, it's not my fault. It's not my fault the garage just opened. When I look back, I'm like, oh shit.
Hold in.
Oh no.
Oh, so you did check your PO box then?
I did. I checked my mail today.
All the way up.
It was in fuego. Thank you, sir.
I want to throw in some extra things for everybody for the wait. So I just didn't have the funds at the time to send it all out. And DP was another person, and so
awesome. No, thanks, brother.
Now I will.
Oh yeah, I have to go check work.
The extra, like all the big pack of seeds, those I don't know if they're going to be herm what. That was just some stuff that I made. I have the story and all that. I can tell you about it if you want.
Can I show them? I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't care.
Like,
No, I don't
ooh,
care.
I'm kind of stoked to get into that. 9-pound hammer.
Oh, nice.
Mr. Nice
By
times
Ty
Ty
Skunk.
Skunk.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
I got
Mr.
more than
Nice
a few
is
chances
limey,
there.
too.
So
Hey,
yeah,
I got some
that's
too.
plenty to
I
play
got
with
some
there.
too. Shit.
Some herms, maybe. That's
I got
fine.
some,
I gotta go
I
check the
don't
mailbox.
know. I mean, I don't know.
watch
It was
things.
my first time. It was my first time ever going. And Thunder Dan got his package today.
Nice.
I got some Blue Dream times Mr. Nice times Ty Skunk. I
Nice.
got 3 of them fuckers wet already, so we'll see what they do. If they grow nuts, then
Yeah.
fucking rabbits got to eat too.
I'm kind of disappointed though. I mean, it really should be like TY Skunk. I think your branding is off here. You need to change that, man. You need
I'm
to
gonna
change
go
it
ahead
to
and
the
second
Ty
that.
Skunk.
Yeah,
I'm
Ty.
gonna second that. Yeah. I like
The
that.
real Ty.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll just rebrand that for him, Chad.
Yeah. There we go. We'll do that.
It done
Send me a
stuff.
memo. Send me a memo, and we'll meet over Bear Claws.
All right, and then-
Air claws, really?
As long as in a few years we can have what was that one name of the show you did, Chad? Like Behind the Strain. The truth about behind the strain or whatever it is.
I don't know what I've done.
Never mind.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
I don't know what I've done.
I'm friggin' high.
Yeah,
No, I'm
that's-
high. I mean,
That's why we record that shit.
I'm high.
It's Friday. I didn't know I was supposed to have recall.
Rick's like, I've seen all of Chad's show. We're naming one. He's like, no, I haven't seen that one. I don't know.
Thank you for reading my mind there. So if
I was just watching it.
now I know you sent me a link there, Spartan. So if I was to click on that link, would I just go somewhere else?
So
Or-
right click on that link and say open in a new window, and it'll open in a new window, but it'll probably also have audio, so you'll have to mute it.
Just one
yeah,
thing.
yeah. No, well,
Is that
I'll watch it maybe after the show.
I put it in the YouTube chat too, so when you go back and watch the replay of this show, you can pull it out of there too.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm looking. But of course,
You can look in the Zoom chat too. I put it in there for you, if that's easier. You only have to do any
thank
searching
you,
there.
buddy. Thank you, sir.
It's just sprinkling it all over the place.
Oh,
for
there
you.
it is.
I'm
There
just
it
trying to
is.
make it so you don't have an excuse, man.
So I right click, select
And
all.
some slaps too.
Oh God.
You could also copy.
It's not gonna work. I'll figure it out.
Oh my God.
Anyway, no, that'll be there after the show.
Yep.
And paste.
That's what I was gonna say. Sorry, just quick circling back to 9-pound hammer crosses.
Yeah.
I did give a few friends a few years ago some to grow out, and 2 of my real good friends sent me back a few pictures, and there were some donkey dicks that were like, because they reminded him of back like in the day. I have some pictures. When I get it, I'll post it. But there's a few people that sent me pictures back of that, because I mean it was my first time. I didn't know, and really anything. And he said that there was some males, there was some that kind of hung late. And there is some ones that were just super nice. And I was like, holy shit. In fact, let me try and find a picture.
Is that 9-pound the male then? The 9-pound that you used?
Yes.
Cool.
Wait. Yes.
Wait.
I had to think about it. I'm friggin' lit right now. I've been smoking.
It's Friday.
Yeah, I'm all friggin' knocking shit over right now. Let me find the picture here.
Yeah, no worries.
So it is Friday, but I have to work Sunday and my schedule is completely ass backwards. So I'm going to say goodbye and take a huge dose of RSO and go to bed. I'll catch you guys later.
Good to see you. Gotta have a great evening.
Have a good night, guys.
Yo, look at that donkey dick Ty's got in front of his face right now. Jeez, oh Pete. That thing's huge.
Jeez, Louise.
Jeez, Louise.
It's big.
Where did
that joint in front of his face?
For those listening on the podcast,
Uncle Rick's like, where's the dick?
Rick is completely
but
confused.
where's Ty?
You have to find him on Zoom, bro. You got to change the view to gallery so that you can see everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought. See there?
Wait, I've
change
got
your
my
Zoom
tab open.
Your Zoom view.
Yeah, but
to gallery.
I can't. Oh, wait.
No, it's gone now. That's another donkey.
Oh, there's
Ty.
Ty.
Oh.
Okay. Calm down.
Are you okay?
Oh, that
crisis averted. Everything is normal.
Okay,
We're good.
there we go.
However, I may go down a technology rabbit hole if you'll all bear with me. I'm going to try to share. I'm going to try to share Chad because I accidentally started sharing Chad's video with Spartan. Let me see if I can do it for real.
I'm just gonna get high anyway. Don't matter.
Somebody's feeling cocky today. He's going to do all this crazy shit.
I'm already high.
I am just full myself.
RSO kicked his beats.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say my RSO's kicked in now, and I'm feeling good. So Uncle Rick can do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Okay, so if you'll please bear with me, I am going to share now, and we may run into trouble with the audio, so we're going to share the screen. This one here, and share, and it's gone.
That shit, man.
Whoa, good look at you, Rick.
There you go. That's the right one too, and everything.
Did I do
Like that shot of.
Look at the resolution. Wow.
Good job, buddy.
Everyone types "Let's be buds." Oh, he's changed it.
Yeah, no, this was a really, really good one. It's
dub it in like a Spanish accent, though.
Okay, so Spartan, what did you do today? Did you smell any shoes?
Shoes were
smelled.
Okay, how do I mute all you fuckers?
We are of the wolf.
Spartan, I'm gonna do the voiceover for you.
Bad lip reading.
Oh boy, I should not have had that freaking second cup of coffee.
Who's down by the creek? There's lots of water down there.
And then
that water, I got some in my mouth now. I just can't. It keeps on coming out the other way.
I'm just stunned at these two beautiful people on screen. I'm like, God, I can't barely.
That is, it is pretty. I bet we got some.
Excuse me, but I can't hear them when everybody's talking.
We can do some rude lip reading for sure.
We should,
especially when you got those kind of hand motions going, Spartan.
Rick, the rest of us have already seen this episode.
Yeah, Rick is pissed because he's the only one that hasn't seen this, and we won't shut up when he's trying to watch it.
You realize we can't hear any of this.
So going to tune in watching this video of us watching the video.
Right.
Oh, that hurts. That really hurts.
But you know what? Round of applause, Rick, for making that like technically possible.
That was impressive, Rick. That was impressive.
Well, I was kind of sort of impressed myself.
Take a little bow, Rick. Show us Michigan again, real quick. Quick, show us Michigan.
I
It's
gotta
almost
get it
like you
right
have your
one
own
way or
weekly
the
show.
other.
Wrong hand.
For fuck's sake.
That's true PTSD right there. He doesn't want to get yelled at. He throws them both up.
You hear me, Mom?
Oh shit.
Not the reason.
Fluffy, why are we watching this, Rick?
I'll tell you
We've
what,
all
it's only
seen
9:30
it.
and my
Kazoo's
cheeks hurt from smiling so much tonight. It's only 9.
Kazoo's saying we need a poll. Swipe left, swipe right. Thanks, buddy. I don't even know which one is the good direction. I'm that old, so whatever.
Oh shit.
I was
Yo,
just
shout out to
thinking that
New
myself. I
Fleet.
don't even know what that means.
It's the Tinder or yeah, right? The dating app.
Tinder.
Yep.
Tinder's dangerous.
I got mine the old school way.
Danger.
Oh man,
I live in Jackson, Michigan. I don't think there's anything out there.
I used to have to like call girls and like ask their dad to talk to them and shit. I didn't get.
I thought you said I used call girls.
That's what I heard too.
I used call girls too.
Maybe it was
but
just a Freudian slip. A lot of pee.
That's a different time in life. That was the oil field days.
You'd ask all girls' dads to talk
Mine's
to
the
them.
one that lives in Vegas.
What's a different time?
I think like once you move to Vegas, they give you one. Like when you go get your state ID, they just give you a card for a call girl on the back of your ID. Like it's just stapled to it.
Oh, I thought they just gave you a call girl. Fuck.
Well, you can opt. Yeah, you can opt for that, I guess. But that's only if you. I don't know. I gotta take a stab.
With the prices of weed down there, you should be getting one. With
Oh man, she better know how to trim.
I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that.
The girlfriend that trims is a myth nowadays. I don't believe it.
It's Sasquatch. That's a double pun.
Shout out to Natalie Bradford, Astros girl. She faithfully trims with him and stuff like that, and that's a keeper right there. She doesn't smoke either, so wow.
Shout out to Natalie.
Wow,
lucky.
Yeah, she does amazing art too. Shout out on that one more time. I'm gonna be out there tomorrow. I'm excited.
Once you marry them, they bring you joints while you're washing hash and shit. It's pretty nice.
Well, I'm trying like once they get married, if nobody adopts me by then, I'm just gonna be like their impromptu property.
Be Uncle DP.
Background check is almost done.
Oh, you're fucked then. I don't know what you're expecting, but that shit, you're just gonna be dinging all over the place.
More work history.
I hope you got ink and memory space in your computer. I grew up in a red state. They didn't I got a bunch of bullshit charges. They like to get you in trouble down there.
I'm just shitting. Yeah, I don't do background checks. I do my own background checks. Lay
There you go.
down.
So how many of you have put your own name into like the Google Finder person before and been like,
it's ugly.
I used to live there? That's right. I forgot about that place.
I can't
That's a
do that.
mugshot.
It doesn't work for me. All I get is Ty Cobb results because that's who I was named after. So
There's a lot of me in Ireland.
Yeah, I think I Googled mine one time and it came up with some person in like Florida or something. I was like, man, we need to hook up. That's a good connection.
and then you realize you both have the same social, the same address on your ID. You're like, wait a second.
We even look alike. It's crazy.
Oh no. That sounds like the beginning to a bad Disney movie. It's like some twin shit.
They're cousins. Identical cousins.
Identical cousins? That's
Ever saw that?
no.
Patty Duke show?
No, I was just thinking that sounds, no offense, Thunder Dan, that sounds rather southern.
Chill, bro.
Cousins.
Chill.
I know, that was uncalled
Chill,
for.
bro.
That was uncalled
Get
for.
me up on this, Rick.
Speaking of the
Shot
South, shout
fired.
out to Skunk Ape for letting me jump on that torch when I was down there in Alabama. That was super dope. Thunder down, be ready because next time I come down there, we're gonna have to figure something out. You, Raider, we're gonna have to have a Southern Jam. Kingfisher, what's up? We're gonna figure it out sometime this summer.
When's Mardi Gras? What time of year does Mardi Gras go on?
I think it just happened.
It just happened. Fat Tuesday, man.
Oh wow!
It's
okay.
like 3 weeks before. 3 weeks before Fat Tuesday. Fat Tuesday's like the end of it, and then what is the next holiday? It's like the day after. The next day is the beginning. That'd be Ash Wednesday, the beginning of
Lent.
Lent. And they'll put that like the ash streak on your head or whatever, the cross.
Yeah,
I had to look. I only know this because I had looked it all up like 3 or 4 days ago because I was like, okay, what is this shit all about again? And I had to like educate myself.
It's good going the extra mile though. I remember I did that at one point with that exact thing, and then I had forgotten it until you just re-mentioned it though. I'm like, what was
I was trying to figure out what the fuck the donuts had to do with anything, because I don't know if it's all across the whole country, but here in Michigan, it's a big deal to have these punchkis for Fat Tuesday, which is from Polish. It's a Polish. We have a decent Polish ancestry here in Michigan, and it was like what they had to do was they were coming up on Lent, so they wanted to get rid of common things in the cupboard that would perish. So it was fat, lard, butter, and sugar. And so it's like that's what they make the donut. And they're like one punchki, which is like it's similar to a jelly donut. It's this most similar thing it's not like a jelly donut, but it's similar to a jelly donut.
Yeah, it's got seeds.
But it's heavier, heavier, denser, and it's like easily 1,000 calories. So
I'd try it.
If you're gonna go into a fucking fasting season, that's the thing you eat before you go into fasting season.
It is carb.
It's gonna hold up for a while.
Yeah.
Put some jelly on it.
Yeah, so that was interesting too. My little deep dive, it kind of answered my question on the donut thing. I'm like, what the fuck does that got to do with Ash Wednesday?
Those are good though. You get them in a pack of 4 usually at the grocery store.
So we get them in 6 here because we're fat.
Oh,
yeah. I really like the custard ones, but all I can find anymore is like Boston cream, and I hate that. That's basically just like eating frosting.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
I like the fucking lemon. Oh,
What the raspberry?
Raspberry,
raspberries,
lemon.
flower
I'm cool
strap,
with.
any red fruit. Yeah, I'm down with it.
Custard, the custard though, or just like the plain white, like tasteless one, the tapioca, whatever it is.
Custard is pretty good, but not the white. The white filling shit is. Bleh.
Yeah.
There's not very many donuts I don't like.
Okay, you're that
Stale.
shit,
Stale donuts is the only donuts I don't like, I think.
Plain white.
I'll eat a plain donut. I don't give a fuck. That's good.
Yeah.
It's too plain.
It's Timbits up in Canada, the donut holes.
Oh yeah, you got what Tim Hortons though. Tim Hortons is like the famous donut spot, right?
I don't understand. They've got to be different in Canada because Tim Hortons is trash here. I'll tell you that. Right?
Yeah, no, it's
as far as donuts goes, that is some trash.
Damn.
Hey, coffee
Like
too.
donuts,
I had
man.
the K cups. We had the K cups at the piece of shit job I just had. Yeah, piece of shit coffee they had too, man. Like, I don't know if they were old from like 1943 or something
it's
like
like
that.
a
But
mass-produced chain supply.
Yeah, it's just because of that. Yeah, because I'm spoiled in Jackson. I'm spoiled. There's what the fuck's the name of it? Hinckley's Bakery. They make fucking donuts, and they've been doing it for over 100 fucking years.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they often get voted best in the state. So I'm spoiled as far as donuts go. So it's like,
All right. What's
kinda like
what's
with
your,
ice
what's your
cream.
jam? What's your tone?
oh
What
man,
is
if I
your
can go
donut
into
of choice?
if I can go into Hinckley's and I ask them, I'm like, are your fritters? When did they come out of the fryer? And if they're fresh out of the fryer, I'm in a dozen of those motherfuckers.
Are they the big, gnarly, big old knotted up?
Yeah, and one of them feels like it's a pound because they fucking fry it at lower temperatures so it absorb more oil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my!
We got the Georgian bakery here.
Yeah, yeah, they're a meal in themselves.
Cakes
I
and
can smell
pies.
it.
They're so fucking good. They
You
got
know
all
what
kinds
sucks?
of things.
The wife was trying to make cookies, but we didn't have enough sugar. So I don't know what she's doing up there. I left depressed. But
Just go to the neighbor, right? Excuse me, can I borrow a cup of brown sugar?
That doesn't happen anymore. They call the cops on you these days.
I know. I wouldn't. Yeah, that's weird.
Just use your finger to
Fuck you
stir
doing
up the
knocking on the
stuff,
door?
T-Bag.
I don't want a Bible.
You
How
mean you
about
guys
cut the recipe in half?
right?
Yeah. What do
then
they
you don't
call
even
those
have to put
army
sugar.
biscuits? Tack or whatever these.
the little hard shit.
Yeah, she's gonna come down with some fucking army biscuits for me.
You never run out of sugar if you steal those little trays at Denny's. I'm just saying.
Man, I've got
Fill
tons
them
of
up
sugar.
first. There you go.
I had a Waffle House. I haven't had that in so long.
I don't think I've ever had Waffle House.
I kind of miss.
I'm gonna kidnap you once, and we're gonna find somewhere that has Waffle House.
Well, they don't have
I
it in this
care what
state.
it
I
takes.
know that.
Yeah, I don't care. It's usually down south that has them.
Yeah.
You know, but they're amazing. They really are. I even worked at one in Tennessee for a little while, Knoxville, Tennessee. That was
I
fun.
remember in
Working,
Texas there was a
overnight
Whataburger.
shift.
That was pretty good.
Ooh.
I remember Whataburger, and then what was the other one? A Jack in the Box. Those are the two we don't have up here, but they were both pretty good down there.
Oh, we got tons of Jack in the Box. The
Cheers,
breakfast spot though, like
Have
the
a good night.
Pancakes House, Pig and Blanket in Oregon. That's a big chain. Pig and Blanket. It's
never
about
heard
as
of
good
them.
as it sounds. Yeah.
I like pig.
I got a
blanket.
buddy
Where
out
do
in
they-
Portland, Chad.
You
So,
coming to Portland?
I got a buddy out there. He's been yelling at me since last year to come out there. So eventually, once I get settled down, I'll make it out there. It won't be anytime
Nice.
soon, but one of these days.
Do it. Come and let me know because I will make that trip. I'm not too far
I
from
will.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to take a trek to go get in the water. I don't know how far Portland is from surfable waters, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting down on some waves.
Couple hours, dude. Come out. I got an extra surfboard and probably a wetsuit that would fit you. It's not going to fit my.
Oh, you got an extra small? Decent.
I'll be seeing you then, Chad, because my daughter goes to Portland like 2 or 3 times a year for cheerleading championships.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
that's gonna be a sesh right there. That'll be
And me and a couple other cheer dads, we never go because we're like, there's nothing for anything to do. And I'm like, well, the next time, I'm like, I already know who I'm going to go see. So
There's plenty to do in Portland, and I'll take you guys just for the novelty's sake to the $5 store. That'll be great. Nothing's better than paying $5 for an 8.
Yeah, my buddy who lives out there, he was going through like an edible phase of making them, and he said like the prices he'd go and pick some stuff up to make edibles with. I was like, whoa. I come from a state where they sell like $70 quarter 8s if you have a medical card. That's
like,
crazy.
is it smokable? Like, is it enjoyable or?
You know what?
I don't know. I've never smoked that shit. Fuck no.
Yeah, it'll do the job, but you know, like an actual like decent 8th that I'm like happy to smoke is like $20, really. So that's not a bad price at all. Which is one weird thing about cannabis. It's been $40 an 8th since I was like a teenager, and it's still $40 an 8th. That's just
like
weird to
they
me.
spit on it at 40. 40 like they're spitting on it basically, right? Like you get the spit at 40. 50 is like ow. 60 like nah, I'm cool. But you know, like it's just that's what it is here. Is even at medical you're paying at least 60. You know what I mean? At least 60 for medical. And now they're trying to do the craft shit where you're getting the elite top of the line, which is supposed to be top in medical, right? But you're not. It's not applicable with your medical license, so you have to pay just rec. You know what I mean? So I just feel like that's exploitation. You know what I mean?
It's all been a big shakedown. This entire thing has been a big shakedown, and it will remain a big shakedown. But we're able to play, so we should be thankful, and we should shut up, and we should be happy to pay them.
That's not bad. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
there's plenty of times where I couldn't find anything, and I wish I could have paid fucking 70, whatever they asked for, because you know what I mean? Let's face it, this shit is medicine for me, and it helps. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I've had to, I've lived in Georgia. Fuck, that shit was crazy. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I mean? You know, I gotta keep it in perspective, and it takes people like that, you know what I mean, just to be able to shift it real quick.
That's true. That's a great way of putting it and reframing it.
I was looking for some RSO, you know, because 420 or 420 Green Goddess.
Spartan grown on that.
Others was talking about it, and well, out here I don't know anybody, and if I do know someone, I'm not sure where it came from. As far as the material I was grown in, like these last few years, I've been like totally like a snob of like.
How are the dispensaries out there? And
the ones that are
they
the ones that
expensive?
are by
Are they
me,
decent?
the ones that are close by me are just recently either co-owned or partnered with Cookies. So that was like but then I'm like, well, I wanted it to try it, but then the price was like they range from $68 to $84 for one of the syringes.
And that's just a gram, right?
Yeah, and I was just like,
that's what it is out here. That's with medical. If you don't have medicals, it's like a fucking over $100, something like that.
That's right. That's right.
And like if you're using that as medicine, like come on, nobody can afford a fucking $100 a day. Get the fuck out of here.
No, and that's robbery too, because let's face it,
and they have lines out the door.
Yeah. And a lot of these people are just using their trim and the crap from their fucking trim machines to make this RSO. It's crazy.
Like, fan leaf stems and fucking pre-rolls and shit like that. They don't burn. They fucking, it's crazy. Like you're finding people are getting shit flagged. You're getting whole companies flagged for mold and just all sorts of shit. You know what I mean? Because it's not a user-friendly market, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Everything's sealed up. You can't look at anything. You don't know what you're getting. You're going off a fucking label. They're pressure sale.
Money.
You know what I mean? They're just pushing THC amounts. They I don't know if it's commission or something money. Because it's just 100%. It's corporate, but
American
again, is available. So whatever. Like grow your own #overgrow. Shout out Spartan Growing for providing a lot of really good RSO to the people that need it. Like people like that. Like I reached out to him to process some stuff, and he does it from the heart. You know what I mean? And that's what the community needs and needs to be recognized as well. So shout out to people like you, brother, and everybody.
Yeah, and there's people behind me. It's not just me. So there's a huge amount of people, and that's what's awesome about this community is when there's an instant community connection with people when you feel like you're left out or you're a outsider from the normal population, we'll say. So we got to take care of ourselves. That's how we survive. And so
this is from Dankovich. I know he's up there in Michigan and stuff like that, and he donated a lot of CBD flour and some for my father and stuff like that. And fortunately, my father's decided to change the line with the treatment and stuff. But that's his choice. But you know what I mean. So now that stuff can go to some people that are willing to use it, and it's just good medicine that's going around. And like Ty said, he can't get it readily available and stuff like that, and other people. So it just shows. And Spartan's very open on how he makes it and the safe way of processing it, and stuff like that. He's using quality material. He treats it as medicine, which RSO is. Nobody's like trying to take an RSO break at lunch type shit.
Yeah. For me, it's important to get the information out because there's just so many people not making it, and just like growing cannabis, I would like to get more people to grow cannabis. Because it's way more powerful than me just growing cannabis and selling it to people or giving it to people. If I, teach a man to fish or that he can eat forever, whatever the fucking thing it is, you don't got to just teach everybody else how to do it. And then there's more people doing it and there's more medicine available for people who need it. So that's kind of my theory on not only, growing questions, same thing with how I make RSO, or if people are interested about how I make butter, shit like that. I'm an open book because I learned it from asking people and getting answers freely. I didn't pay for my knowledge, so I don't feel like it's right to charge for it. I mean, I do consult, but that's for people who are in the professional. It's not a home grower situation.
That's just awesome to hear. It reminds me of hearing, listening to like Frenchie Cannoli too. Just kind of, he felt blessed with the information he had received, and obviously he worked with it and he made his adjustments and he tweaked it, but he really felt that it should be given away. So that's awesome. Again, hats off. I think we could all agree on that one. But yeah, I recall that post that you put up, 71 DPO. And yeah, again, that's the warm fuzzy, man. I think, you know, everybody on the screen, and there's a lot of people in chat too. It's a good community, and we all try to lift each other, sometimes even when we're in a bad spot. So yeah, hats off to everybody.
And I've honestly never been part. I've never been part of any community in any part of my life that's been as open and giving as the cannabis community, and that's just another reason to love it so much.
And that's the truth, you know what I mean? And I love that about this community, because it is all inclusive. It's not, you know what I mean, trying to separate people or anything. I mean, once you get to certain levels, it can go that way, but as a whole, it encompasses every type of person kind of uses cannabis. You know what I mean? There's not like a clique, right, that doesn't have the stoner in it, really. Even if they're
smoking the closet stoner, like hundreds of years now. It's all walks of life.
Yeah, really.
Hey, shout out to people that don't smoke weed too, but whatever.
If you feel like you're missing a good time, you are.
Right. Man, sometimes I wish the neighbor would smoke some weed. So the other night I'm taking my dog out in the backyard, and it's dark, and you know, I hear a car come, you know, without the, you know, or with the big exhaust can coming down like the street this way. And I'm like, what a fucking douche. Comes around the corner, like pulls about 100 feet down from my house and like stops. So I'm just kind of sitting there. I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? And like, you know, like 3 people get out and they start walking back towards the trunk. They open the trunk, and like my old self is kind of like, the fuck? I just, you know, I stood there. I realize where I am now, and I'm just like, okay. And they get out, and they're like, each one of them has like, you know, handfuls like this of little cases. I'm like, oh man, I know what's going on. Because we have one neighbor, their kids are exactly like I was when I was freaking 17, 18. So I'm not gonna like hate on them, but I had the flashlight, dude. I straight flashlight right in the eyes. I was so proud. I was like, boom, out of nowhere. They all were just like, and I like shine it down on the alcohol. I was like, oh, you're so busted, so busted. Yeah. One of them was like, because I just kept it in his eyes too. He's like, could you just get that thing out of my eyes, or why don't you? And I'm like, well, why are you carrying alcohol around? I'm 18. I'm 18. Like, is that the new drinking age? And then I realized I'm being that old man. But
I mean, like, I feel like if you can join the army and carry a gun and shoot somebody, you should be able to have a beer.
I'd agree with you there.
Or maybe you shouldn't be able to go kill people at 18.
I'd agree with you there too. But it was
2 ways to look at it.
It was. I wish they would have just like rolled up with a couple of joints instead of like walking back, you know, to the house with, you know, a couple cases of beer each. I'm just like, you guys will probably be a lot better off if you just smoke some weed.
Since it's Friday, how many people here on the panel have sat there at a stop sign waiting for it to turn green, stoned as shit?
I've fallen asleep at lights.
I'm not one to stop very often if I don't have to. So I'm more apt to just go
the stop sign.
Yeah, I'm more apt to go through the stop sign than wait very long. I don't care if it's a red light. If I gotta wait for like more than 15 to 20 seconds at a red light, I'm gonna go through that fucker too, because I'm not gonna sit for I'm not a patient person on the road.
Yeah, you don't want to fall asleep like I did.
No, you never.
No, I do pull over for that. I don't. I
was a third shifter too at the time. It was a third shift.
That's me. I was third shift, falling asleep halfway at home. I'd have to pull off and sleep for like an hour and then get back on the road and get home.
And jerk back up.
Have the fucking washboard on the side of the highway wake you up. That's some scary shit.
Yep. We had 2 people on the third shift that actually rode the divider with their trucks. It was and he was a drinker too. He was already drunker than hell, and they couldn't believe it because it's 7 o'clock in the morning, you know, and he had all these empties in the back. It's still, oh yeah, it was from a long time ago. Shit, it's from this week. But yeah, they let him go. He didn't get a ticket or anything. Shot himself.
I was not so lucky.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never been lucky with police, man. I mean, I might have gotten off twice in my life. It's like I'll be a passenger and they start hassling me over the driver. I'm like, I'm not even driving. Why are you fucking with me?
Rise already, son.
The beard game.
What about me says talk to me right now?
Over stroking that beard.
What has got anything to do?
I got a friend though that his eyes are red all the time. Even just he's just got those natural red puffy eyes, like even as a kid and shit. Poor guy, because every time a cop busts up a circle, they're after him because he's like.
You got to do that while you go get your ID taken, so it just looks natural. When they look at your ID, they look at you. So it's just right there.
Yeah, there was no way hiding it with me. You knew I was just high all the time back in school. I couldn't hide it. You just knew.
That was the trick I was always told. If you show up high to your job interview, they'll never know when you're at the job.
Just don't have it on you by mistake. And, I forgot. I had the roach like on me and I was just like, oh, fuck. At least it was a group interview type shit. You know what I mean? But still, everybody's looking at you. It's just like everybody's looking at you.
Right? You're like, that's the guy I would hang out with if he gets hired. If you get hired, I'm hanging out with that dude.
It was at Vans. I figured like it was a prerequisite there. They frowned upon it apparently.
Oh, the last job interview I went into, I fucking handed the guys I was interviewing with weed that I grew myself. That's how I got the job.
That's what I'm talking about.
Different kind of place.
Oh, nice.
Oh, they're like, but it's bad when they're like, oh yeah, this is some of that TLC. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, Miss G Bay found it, even though it's been around a lot other places for a lot longer. In her life and with her family and just her upbringing, for her to get a job at a dispensary is a brand new thing.
Oh yeah,
so she's been talking about it a lot. It's neat to see someone, because I know the feeling. I love welding and fabricating, right? But the job I have right now is like, it's work. It's not fun. It's not.
And from what we hear, it sounds like they're very ethically based. You know what I mean? It sounds like it's a nice place. They treat her well. They treat the employees well. It seems like they're putting out quality product and stuff like that. So places like that, hell yeah.
Are you mostly the only one growing at your house, G-Babe?
Pardon?
Is it your grow at your house?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, she's now, by working in the dispensary, she's learning a different aspect of cannabis that you aren't as well versed on and won't be by the time she's done. So in that regard, she kind of enhances your grow for you to where she can discuss things that you don't necessarily know about. So in that regard, she's probably doing something that's really great because she can kind of participate with you without being in your way.
Yeah, no, it is great because I've tried to get her involved, but she's just worried about damaging something and me being upset, which is a fair fucking thing to worry about.
Nausea, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I just take that. I'm like, okay, cool. I'd rather you not help than if if you're worried about it or whatever. But yeah, like exactly like you said, she's learning things on the other side of the coin, right? So makes for a pretty well-rounded team.
So, G-Bay, when are you growing the beard back?
I don't know.
Maybe never?
Yeah. You should grow it, dude. You should.
It looks like I got pretty good little stash
competition
going
now.
on.
Holy crap.
You're like the mom, man. When are you going to have the baby?
You're a big twister.
You guys had to replace me with like, look at the beard on that
When you gonna grow a beard?
The duster, bro.
Yeah.
The big old fucking,
This is it.
You guys didn't
Get a
mess around.
mustachio.
Like, oh yeah, you want to shave your beard? How about this? Bam.
Well, we don't have bees. We don't got bees to roast on right now about beards. So
yeah, true. Well, you got Spartan too. His is epic.
Well, no, I love on the new intro. They got his little poof.
Yeah, just because Spartan's beard's been around a while, don't forget about it. Chad's got a nice one.
His beard's fire. You got a fire beard, bro.
Yeah, I've got this actually cut way down. It's
Yeah, it's usually about 4 inches longer.
I can't let it get that long anymore because it gets caught in the fucking zipper of my jacket.
That's a lot.
Struggle's real,
bro.
Struggle's real.
So I'm just not fucking. Yeah, I'm not fucking with it anymore. So I just fucking just cut it. That's good enough.
You don't get that caught too many times before you remember not to.
There's a reason why I don't wear zipper hoodies. I always only wear pullover hoodies.
It'll get you.
Right on.
Yeah, once you get like the beard life, it's hard like to adjust to non-beard life.
The beard life.
It's a lifestyle.
Let's see if I can.
you know what I
Let's
mean?
see if I can do
It's-
that. Is there a? Can I
You get
throw
into like
a beard life?
beard product. Oh snap! Hey, you better watch
Beard
out.
life. Sorry, I just wanted to throw a gang sign tonight.
That was pathetic.
I just simply got tired of shaving, and that's why I said, "Fuck it, stop shaving."
Just don't tell Rick about the club that he can't join.
About the what?
Which club that you cannot join?
Nothing.
You're saying you can't grow a beard,
You
Rick?
know-
What's going on with that?
Yeah,
I
you know
can't grow a
something?
beard either. So there you go.
There you go. You got something in common
Fair.
with this.
Isn't there a club out there? Like one of those little clubs you can join that'll help you grow it out or something. Put some cream or whatever on your face.
Peanut butter solution.
I saw an infomercial like at 2 in the morning one night. I
Would
don't
that
know.
be the first time you've had cream on your face, Uncle Rick?
Absolutely.
All day in the bar getting teabagged, right?
So little update on the seed run I'm doing there. A lot of males in that tent. I cracked 8 seeds so far. 5 confirmed males.
Whoa!
Holy shit!
Yeah,
You saving
so-
pollen?
So we've got like I named them after the crew, right? So there's it's certain ones are doing certain things, whatever. Uncle Rick, I don't know if you're gonna make it, buddy. Your plant is it came out with a couple mutated leaves, and one branch is stuck to the main stalk, like grafted itself to it. Kind of neat to watch, but
Oh my God!
might not make the
It's
cut.
a train wreck.
So basically, Uncle Rick's a freak show.
It's going down that road. BP, yours is just you're just an average dude, you know. You're not the man of the room. You're not the wimpiest one there, but you're just the dude. So I don't know if you're gonna make the cut. You might just be, you know, not
You're the
making
waiting
it.
room,
Caribou,
man.
Caribou, he's
Yeah.
kind of scrawny and shit too. He's not making it. Fluffy is nice and short and
Stout.
wide. I don't know how to say that. The leaves are
Stout.
nice and wide set.
Stout sounds better.
So who's the
And it has
stinkiest of them
nice-
all? You haven't mentioned any smells.
Who's the
Yeah.
smelly? Who's the smelly
Back
one?
it up and dump it.
I was
Wait,
the
Steph,
stinker
we've got-
last
okay,
week.
So there's Fluffy and who else the other one? Fuck, there's one other one.
I was the
But there's-
stinker last week.
You were you were the stinker coming out the gate.
Green Goddess was which one? The
Green
one you
Goddess didn't even
overwatered?
run. She was a newbie, so she didn't make the cut from the start.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So
So
and
you feel weird doing those stem rubs?
I could go look at them and tell you exactly, but we're down to 1 or 2 males that I know I'm gonna keep, and then we've got Sweet Johnny is the female.
Did he avoid my question?
Oh, I didn't hear.
Yeah, 100. She said, "Do you feel weird when you're stem rubbing these guys?"
Oh yeah, big time. Whatever. We're buddies
Only
now,
when his
right?
wife catches them.
Yeah.
Do you look
Yeah.
away? Do you just look away?
And then smell your fingers.
Yeah. Then how weird is it feeling when you start smelling?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, go back for a second.
He
smell
goes to
because
bed.
you
She's
want
like,
to.
God damn it, you smell like the
Damn,
plants
what
again.
is that? Hey,
Are we back to face cream?
it's
We
your
got lights
I
on.
wanted
Right
to.
back to face
Yeah.
cream. You brought it right around.
They're nothing special. They're just little guys, and I just wanted to get some seeds popping.
Makes it worse.
Nothing special to evac.
But that's the Fluffy right there.
Shout out to Fluffy. I got his zombie plants seeds that he sent. Popped those. They just popped dirt today. So I guess in like a week or two, I'll be able to have some plants that play dead. They're pretty cool. If you have never seen them, I think he has some posts on his IG. Fluff's Gardens with a Z because he's cool. Everybody's cool. Got Z's in there and shit. Everybody knows that. But yeah.
Millennial thing.
You believe
my
that?
God, I
Rick?
have the
You're not
worst
even number one.
cotton
You're
mouth
number
right now.
3.
It's not Uncle Rick, a boy or girl?
That you're unidentified.
You should be able to answer that, Rick. Damn.
We don't talk about gender these days.
I personally, I go both ways, but in this particular situation,
It's pronoun.
Watch out.
Is they.
Yeah, what's your pronoun?
Watch out.
I can't wait to see what the gender reveal is going to be with G-Bay.
Right,
It's like he can like
Gender reveal parties for his plants.
But I'm liking how the like the male flower is nice still.
People die.
Yeah, they're getting ready almost.
You smack it. If it bursts open, it's a boy. If it doesn't burst
Yeah,
open, it's a girl.
exactly.
And we're back to cream in the face.
You see a big cloud of pollen, that's probably a boy.
So this is the female that I'm gonna run with, just because I don't have much to choose from now. So Prophet is a smaller one, a little shorter and squatter. It's female as well, but I don't know.
Have you done the pendulum test on it to confirm that?
So I'd rather a bigger plant. So I'm thinking that it's probably going to be Fluffy and Sweet Johnny getting it on. But
That didn't sound right.
Name comes first. Fluffies or Sweet Johnnies? That's what I want to know. Is it going to be a Chad John or a Johnny Fluff?
Yeah, Chad.
Cool.
Peace, brother. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for dropping by, buddy.
Hey, Chad.
Pleasure. Peace out. And carry on with your Fluffy and Sweet Johnny lovemaking.
Yeah.
Everybody go follow Chad and the Future Cannabis Project.
But
the Fluffy
you know,
John.
there's a lot of stuff happening down here. Not a lot of space. So I got to make a couple quick decisions, get some things moving around.
Whoever's been to my studio apartment knows that all too well. I'm moving at the end of the month though, so I'm super stoked about that.
Moving, you say?
Yep. At the very worst, I'll be just moving to a different part of the city, but I'll be moving to a bigger place, so that'll be nice. Hopefully for just 6 months, because it's still owned by the building owner or whatever. So you know how they do that shit. But yeah, I don't know. Getting the fuck out of here. I'm excited about that. Still trying to get up out of the state, but I got a little bit longer with people holding my ankle. So Thunder Dan's all the way in fucking orbit and shit down there.
I'm out of here, bro.
They're checking out the Tesla shit out in space.
Oh yeah, he's in the car. You got the top back.
Kick that fucking mannequin out of the car. Now he's just chilling in it.
To take that. Never mind.
Hey, Spartan, I want to know though, when's the vortex being dropped?
Not yet. I don't know. It all depends on some things. My plan with the vortex is really to look for a male, honestly. And I mean, I want the females too. Don't get me wrong, but I want to work the male into my bliss bud. So
I wouldn't mind having a male cut.
Well, yeah. When I drop it, of course, I'm going to be keeping it around. That was like my favorite TGA strain. So I'd like to get a female, at least one female to keep, and then a male to breed with.
That's the like really head rush,
super
high,
dude.
Like get you like lose your keys when they're in your hand, you know,
no,
type
no,
shit.
It's
or is it more like a stony high?
No, it's not a stony high at all. Okay. It's like a soaring high. It's like very in your head. You feel like you are fucking like
I've heard
like really soaring, uplifting high, and it's not like super mood enhancing to me. But if you continue to smoke it, then you get the fucking. For me, it would start to get the room would get spinny.
And so it's like no ceilings, like you just continuously get high.
And it's a creeper too, so it's really easy to go too much because you'll stop and then it'll keep going. It'll keep building.
Those are the best.
Really?
Wow. And if you go beyond spin, or at least for me, if you go beyond spinny, it's soon followed by puking. So,
is it long flowering?
I think I don't remember. I was looking at my notes, but I believe it was around 9 weeks. It's about 9 weeks.
Decent.
I look at my notes. It was
so I I wonder what would
Is it like
cause
mold
that.
resistant, pest resistant type stuff?
You grew it outside. It was
stuff.
really good outside.
Yeah.
Really good outside. It was like lemon pledge.
Is that readily available, or is that pretty hard to find right now?
That
Because, I mean,
is no longer
some
made
TP and shit
anymore.
yeah,
What
that's
was
what I'm saying.
the,
It's one of those things that
the backstory about what was it? God's pussy or whatever. It was the that dude grew it and
Yeah,
put it in the emerald or what cup was it? Emerald cup.
it was a
Won
High
some
Times
shit.
cup. It's a High Times
Yeah,
cup
there
that
you go.
Subcool entered the cup, and so did this other guy. The other guy used Vortex, renamed it to God's Pussy, and then as a joke or whatever, and then Subcool entered Vortex and lost to that guy, and he wasn't mad because he comes to find out he lost his own damn strain.
Right.
the other guy just grew it better, huh?
Yeah,
He renamed
or a
it.
different pheno, so.
It used
Now,
to be
when it
first and
comes-
second for the same strain.
Yeah,
Now, when
you
it
know,
comes
you
to
should rename a
competitions these
female,
days,
though.
Say what?
that's very true. When it comes to competitions these days, do they go off of like percentages and shit? Does anybody know that, or is it still like judges?
It's all different. Each one's different.
Yeah.
The High Times right now is a joke. You can buy
Is
a
it?
judge kit. You can buy a
There
judge
they
kit.
go.
You can just buy a judge kit. So you can be a judge. So
You can be a judge.
and it's only
You
like
can be a
in
judge. You can be a
Michigan,
judge.
only licensed grows can enter. So it's only commercial anyway. And so it's not anything like what used to be. So then in my head, I'm thinking, if I'm a commercial entity, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of judge fucking kits and vote for my own shit. So
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, because you'll get the most amount of, what I mean,
most amount of
that way.
votes.
You have
And
more
then
people voting.
and then who gets the money? High Times. So they don't give a fuck as long as they cash out.
Well, it used to be sponsorship. This is a new way to get the money.
And High Times has got their own fucking weed now. So they licensed some grow here. I can't remember who it was, picked it up to grow their weed for them. So when they come here with a cup, they'll have their weed to sell. And I'm sure they'll pop up fucking stores.
They should call that run MCMA.
A bunch of shit,
Yeah,
bro.
they it wouldn't surprise me if they fucking sided. They got to be smarter than that to side with the MCMA company. Although Tyson wasn't.
Why we have to overgrow, because if we grow better weed, then you won't buy it at the store.
That's why I tell everybody.
Like, fuck that.
Yeah, that's why I tell everybody just fucking grow some good weed and fuck what they do. They can write whatever law they want, do whatever the fuck they want. Let that fucking industry just fucking tank. Just like California, they had to go back and roll back all those stupid regulations that they had. Well, they didn't roll them back. They just temporarily stopped the taxes for now.
Realize it crippled the industry beyond repair.
Yeah, people are just gonna stop putting up with that bullshit eventually. And start. I mean, they already are pretty much leaving the state.
California is just a strange business anyway.
The location, though, they've got such a great growing climate, and the whole southern part of the state, it's like perfect. Long season.
Yeah. It's a shame we don't use them for what we should, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, well, and now they're dealing with the floods, and they're dealing with fires and droughts.
Yeah.
I mean, California's been going through some shit.
I would never go because of the
decades.
fires. Fuck that. Every year you're gonna get a fire? Every year?
Yeah, it's not a fluke anymore.
Nah.
And it's not nature's natural burn off, because we do have that where, things burn off because they have to. Too much old shit. That's not
Campsites and gender reveals and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, no
gender
shit.
reveals. Fucking pollen shoots, man.
Stony Rockefeller says in chat that Miss Jill's bringing Vortex back, that she has the original parents somehow.
That's awesome. That's one that should come back for real.
I thought he lost them in the fire. I guess not.
It'd be a recreation.
Oh, okay.
So what would be in the makeup of that vortex that would give you that kind of a high that that under normal circumstances you'll inhale it and you'll feel the effect within a short period of time? What makes I wonder what makes the vortex keep you getting
It's
higher and
one of the
higher.
ones that had THCV in it.
V? Oh yeah.
It's one of the uncommon ones found in it. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if that's specifically the one that does that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Huh.
But I
Yeah.
do know that, that THCV is supposed to be in there. And that one's also been shown to be good for an appetite suppressant. Like it actually suppresses the munchies, I guess.
Oh.
Wonder how much just the whole total effect together, they just hit that magic blend.
And then my body chemistry, you know what I mean? Then you got the whole body chemistry thing too. So it's not going to hit everybody the same.
Yeah.
So it makes this so hard to try
but
to.
when you have a beautiful
Everybody's
baby,
looking for an absolute answer, and there's
because
like
everything came
very-
together at just the
there's
right
none.
percentages.
Right. Yeah. There's not often an absolute answer. That's the problem with gardening.
Yeah, there's not a lot of beautiful babies.
Oh, I thought you meant with babies. I was like, yeah, there's a lot.
No, not real babies. We're talking, all those real babies are just old ugly people. When they're little, there's old little people or aliens. My granddaughter was an alien for a long time.
Yeah, my little niece was. Little reason.
So happy when she started looking like a little old lady.
I finally got to meet my little niece. She's adorable. She's a little bundle of joy. Over dramatic drama queen already. Spoiled brat already. Just whatever. She gets whatever she wants.
Here you go.
She's adorable. Yeah, pretty much.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. So
and it's funny because like I have my sister and her kids, she's so overprotective. She doesn't like let them leave the house ever type shit, you know. And then my brother and his wife are just like, here, take her. We're going out for the weekend, you know. And it's just funny watching the difference and stuff. So yeah. But I mean, it's good because she's pretty good around people. I don't know. She warmed up to me rather somewhat quickly, but
you kind of look like her grandpa.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, yeah. Shout out Spartan. That RSO is kicking.
Just younger.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So what's everybody's prized lady in the garden right now? Or stud if you're stud hunting.
Damn.
Sorry. I just took down Thunder Dan. Shout out to you, buddy. I just took down the number 3 pheno. That's in the dry tent right now.
Nice.
Yes, appreciate that. I got number 2 still vegging. Got some more cuts of that. I sent one out to Paula today, so she'll be able to work with your stuff too. Yeah.
You sent her the most stubborn cut. I love that.
Hey, that shit had rooted, bro. So we got it going. Hey, but you know what? Like that one's nice. So if people want to hit it, I know you're going to be working with it. So the more people work with it, the more varieties you'll eventually be able to work with. In my opinion, I don't know.
I'm gonna make a bunch of film seeds and send them out.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm excited about the 3. This stank coming off of it now.
What?
Stank. It's banana daddy.
Banana.
Oh.
Banana Daddy OG from Ethos.
Okay,
No, it's not an OG.
Oh, is it not?
No OG.
It's just a daddy.
Banana Daddy. I got number 3. Number 3 is in flower now. Like
Granddaddy Perp times banana hammock.
Phenomenal genetics.
Ethos.
Cheers.
Ethos should be Ethos Genetics.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just saying.
Oh, you're saying they're
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Gen X coming in. I'm sorry. I'm stoned and thinking out loud. Cheers, brother.
Oh no, she's great. I got a big one in the room here.
Big.
I'm gonna basically sacrifice it.
Cheers, phenomenal.
That's Raider. I'm looking, going, who the hell is that? Yoda? Is that you, man?
Nothing but wash. That's number 3.
Oh, nice.
Basically, same time as number 2. That's why number 2 is just, I'm going to make seeds and make fem seeds. I like her. She gets real frosty, but she's been vegging the same time as this girl. And that girl just, yeah.
That's her fault.
Fucking beast.
Wrong place, wrong time.
I have this one pheno morning dew that's just massive right now in veg, and I'm just like, just waiting for the end of the month to kind of come so I can move.
Thunder Dan, what size pot you got those in?
The fabric pots are 7s. So this is the last pheno hunt I did. I ran those in 1 gallon pots, and so I kept all the ones I really liked. I'm waiting on them to cure so I can smoke them. And so all the plants I really like, I just drop them in 7-gallon fabric pots. But then like that's a monkey bread in a city picker. And then the big girl, she's in a city picker.
City picker is just a square.
Yeah. It's like an earth box, except for it's a 2x2 instead of a rectangle.
That's what I grow in right there. Fucking love them.
Yeah. I got
Are they on wheels?
Yes.
Yeah, they're on wheels, man.
Is nice. It the same? Is
auxiliary
it the same,
drain
like,
pan.
volume?
Beautiful.
Probably bigger. I don't know, man. Earthbox is a rectangle.
Boxes are bigger than those by far. They hold more anyway.
It's like
sure.
2 of them or some shit. Hell yeah.
Not decent. 2, not quite 2, but I this is the difference that I found. I put 1.5 cubic feet in those city pickers.
So many bigger is better. I don't know.
Earthbox, I put 2 cubic feet, so about a half a cubic foot difference. They're just the Earthboxes are way taller, so you have way less headroom. You know what I mean? To have your plant to be tall. So I like those city pickers way better. They're lower profile and they fit 4 in a 4x4 perfectly.
They do. This is an earth box. So I can run 2 earth boxes in this space. I could put 2 city pickers in there too. I don't know. I just
What's
like
your
them because
oldest box?
Oh, the earth box. They're like 5 runs deep.
Oh yeah.
I do exactly what Spartan was talking about earlier. We're just re-amending with craft blend on top, earthworm castings. I actually put a little compost in there too. So see, I'm about to do the amendment for flour.
I need to get some mushroom compost. That's really the only thing I'm missing in line, I feel like. But the next time I hit it with any type of compost. But I'm finally getting it kind of dialed in with good aeration and everything like that. It kind of takes, if you don't have any gardening background and you're trying to go to live in soil, it's just like, all right, it's a lot of stuff to take in if you're not doing, if you don't go and buy the craft blend and stuff like that. It's kind of trial and error type deal. If you're not following the recipe, take good notes.
Well, I guess trying to learn to garden like grandma, it's a little tricky.
I went the other route first. I tried to do all of the sourcing. I wanted each and every amendment, and I still have all of them. And now I'm more like, I'll let Jeremy put it together, and I'll just scoop a cup out and dump it in the bed.
I'm just gonna make one big.
So I'm like you, Thunder Dan.
I'm gonna find out what the ratio is and just make a big ass batch of craft blend on my own because I got all the shit up there. You know what I mean? Damn near.
Well,
so what I like to, I take a different approach. I like to use the craft blend to cover all my bases, and then use that other shit to address any deficiency that comes up. So if I have a specific like nitrogen deficiency, then I might throw some alfalfa on it. I'm not gonna throw craft blend on that for just a nitrogen deficiency.
Right.
You're just gonna use it as your boost to go into your stages.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it to cut
stages and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it to just after veg. I'll do it a little bit maybe to replenish what it ate up in veg, and then
the flour and
after
stuff
flour,
like
I'll fucking cut it down and then put a good fucking cup on there to replace what it.
Now, do you use any? You said what else do you use besides the craft blend and flour? You use what'd you say you use?
Earthworm castings and fucking malted barley. And I use them all at the same time because the earthworm castings brings the biology, the malted barley brings enzymes to break everything down, and it brings like a fungal food, so a fungal component. And then the craft blend.
It makes a nice cake if you put a good layer on there. I got like mycelium cakes just from the rice. It's pretty nice. I like that shit.
Things get fuzzy.
But before, shout out to Phenomenal Genetics. He's up in here. Let's say what's up to him.
I do a.
Hey, Polly. Nice to meet you, man.
I usually add a a dry amendment to that recipe as well, Spartan. I do the same shit. That's where barley, earthworm castings, compost, and then I've been using the Roots Organic Bloom flour. It's dry amendment. 368.
I'm switching to I'm working with Bokashi Earthworks carbon-based fertilizers, and so far they're looking pretty fucking good.
I'm trying to run out, man. I'm trying to run out.
Oh man.
I heard that dragonfly earth medicine's a business.
It's a
on
business,
dry
that's
amendments
for
and
sure.
stuff like that. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just heard
look at some of the
stuff.
prices. Look at some of the prices.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess I will. if it's like that, I have to. Ready for my O face?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I like what they're doing. I like the people. They're cool people, but yeah, I don't like paying hundreds of dollars for shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
too crap.
I got this one.
Too crap.
It's like organic fish fertilizer. I found it at the Canadian Tire, and we have it up here. And I figured I'd grab it just to try it out. Sometimes I'm hit or miss sometimes with certain strains, and sometimes I just gap out, don't get the dry amendments in time, and I'll hit a deficiency. I found this fish fertilizer. It helps me get through that with the
Alaska.
I used to use fish fertilizer for a pH adjustment. Like it would, because it was so acidic, it would fucking tank the pH down for me.
Alaska?
Well, that's not
No,
Alaska.
Rubicon or something. I think it's called.
Probably similar.
Y'all need to hold those like Bob Barker models.
Those Alaska fish fertilizers smell so terrible, but I've
Yeah,
used those for
this
pH. That's my
this
organic
one
pH
smells
down,
bad,
man. It
but
works so good.
Victoria, BC, Rubicon Organic.
Sell that shit for me, boys.
It's probably
The real fish shit.
Different bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it
the-
works great because
The cool thing about the fish was it brought amino acids, and so what I've replaced the fish with, because you have to worry about fucking heavy metals with fish shit now because of all the fucking ocean issues. So now for
I got
Bokashi
aquarium.
Earthworks again, I sound like now I'm a fucking shill for Brandon. But Bokashi Earthworks sells just amino acids, and it's a powder form, so it's not with water or any bullshit like that. You can get it in a fucking pouch, and it's just like I don't remember the application rate, but it's really low. So I bought a bag of that, and I'm still using it, and that's what I've replaced my fish fertilizer with.
Oh, he puts out a.
What was that?
What color is that?
It's white. It looks like it's like fucking almost lab grade. It looks like it's a white. It looks almost like the consistency of like sugar, like I'm pouring sugar almost. And it's just amino acids.
Crystals.
How much is it?
I don't even remember. I have to look it up real quick.
You buy like a 25-pound bag and it lasts a year or so, or
Oh, dude.
couple
I don't,
years.
what I bought wasn't even, it was like a fucking small little bag like this. I think it was a pound maybe. And it's lasted me I've only had it for like 2 months right now. And I mean, it's still over 2/3. I didn't even use a third of it.
Sounds like a year supply almost.
Yeah. But I don't grow a ton. I mean, I've only got like about 12 plants going right now. All right, I'm gonna go to that website and check it out real quick.
I checked out Dragonfly Earth Medicine. They doing their thing. Woo. They-
I got
Okay,
working.
I got
more
it in a
growth,
pack,
so-
but you can get it by itself for $15. Let me see what that size is for you. $15.
I'm getting a big bag of that then.
They have two options, 8 ounces or 16 ounces. 8 ounces is $15. 16 ounces is $25.
Okay. I'll get the big bag. Sounds like the better investment.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the one I've got. Yeah, that's definitely a better investment too. $24.99 on BokashiEarthworks.com. Oh, I guess I could share it. Man, I got too many screens open.
Nice pussy.
I'm gonna pick some up this weekend.
Okay, I don't know if you guys are seeing that.
Yep.
Why is it? There we go. So it's bokashiearthworks.com.
So what's the application of that?
Add a half to a teaspoon per gallon. So I use a half a teaspoon per gallon is what I use. Oh, no, that's the foliar application. Agricultural crops to the label shows better application, right? Where is it?
So the
Hydroponics and soil
vegetable
systems
oil.
right here. Use a third of a teaspoon or about 0.75 grams per gallon of water every 7 days.
That's gonna last me forever.
That's a long time. It's important to get the amino acids in there.
Thank you, Spartan.
Yeah, no problem. And it's almost like a nitrogen boost to the plant. Like it fucking it's a good product. I like it. Brandon doesn't try to rip people. Yeah, he saves. I mean, he gives us a good price out there. I really like a lot of his stuff. I'm trying out his. I'm not recommending it yet because I haven't got through a whole run. So, but I'm trying out his fertilizer he's got on there that he's working with NASA Agritech, and it's a carbon-based fertilizer instead of salt-based or anything like that. It's carbon, everything. So it's organic because that's the definition of organic is carbon-based. So there's only three too. It's a 3-part. It's an N nitrogen. There's the N complex. There's a multi-complex and a K complex. And it's like you give it an application like once every 2 weeks of one of them, depending on the
way he
cycle
breaks
you're in.
shit down. It's crazy. Like he breaks that shit down like molecularly, and it's
Yeah.
wild how fuck yeah. Oh yeah. That dude breaks that
Yeah,
shit
a
down.
buddy of mine has a garden, well, a grow out there in Oklahoma, and ironically, Brandon is one of the guys that he's working with. So I want to give a shout out.
Yeah. Is that why he's moving?
I'm not sure that's why he's moving.
Brandon's moving just because he got some land. He was.
Okay, yeah, he mentioned two things.
If you actually go back to the very first time Brandon was on Future Cannabis Project, he was working with my friend at the time. They were just getting the gardens to set up. His name's Hopper. I'm going to give a shout out to Hopper. He's probably not watching this, but yeah, he's just launched his.
What's the name of his grow?
Remedy Gardens.
Remedy Gardens.
But
Nice.
instead of an E, it's a 3.
Okay, cool.
And it's actually it's Hopper, Johnny Richter from Cottonmouth Kings. A lot of people might remember him or know him. And
Yeah, Brandon told me he was working with somebody from Cottonmouth Kings. Cool.
Yeah, I've known that. In fact, Hopper is the creator of. If anybody remembers from back in the day, the Cottonmouth Kings, the Kings blend. He's the actual original breeder creator. He's been around breeding for 30+ years. He's
nice.
Yeah,
Whether you knew it or not.
So give him a freaking shout out. So it was cool. It was one day I was watching him on episode, and he's went in one of those offices, and I see Hopper walk back in. I'm like, wait, I know that fool. Wait, oh, so he is working with him now. Right on, sweet. Because I had heard some rumblings a few months prior, and I didn't see that. So yeah, it's really cool. So I've heard of Brandon's name for a while, and I've always heard good things. So it's really cool.
He's a really fucking cool dude, man. And I've done a show with him on the Cheap Home Grow channel that's the longest I've on all my shows I've been on. I've been on that one the longest. And so I've known him for fucking years and years and years. And it's been awesome watching him come up, man. He come out of jail and now he's fucking owner of multiple fucking businesses.
Well, have you ever heard Peter's interview with him where he tells his life story? Holy F, man, that he could be where he's at today. It speaks volumes to his drive and his want to
and
learn.
He's so positive. He's just another one of those positive guys that, like, no matter what happens, what's going on, it's always positivity coming out. And he supports the right people. He shouts out the right people. He doesn't pay any time to a bunch of ignorance or anything like that. And it's something that the community really needs and deserves. You know what I mean? So
he's worked hard to get where he's at today. There's no doubt about it.
And he continues every day. I mean, I always see him striving to learn more. There's always something more to learn,
Dude,
and he's
you should
getting there.
see. Yeah, man, I'm in a group chat with him, and dude, every
Oh,
day
fuck.
he shares so much information. It's like, bro, how do you find the time in the day?
I mean, it's just like a
I wish I had
sponge.
his
It's
energy.
just like, oh my god, dude, it's crazy. It's like you get tired watching him. You know what I mean? It's like it's amazing
But
how
it's
that
like
shit works.
it's like he
sometimes.
has multiple minds because he's working on 5 things at once. So while he's explaining
and
one thing to
you
you, he's
see
got other
sometimes
shit
when it
going
comes
on.
together. Yeah, and it's cool when it all comes together though.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh shit, I know what you're talking about now. Because a lot of times it's like trying to look shit up and you're having to go back and watch it again and stuff like that. Especially
Use
on
the
my level.
analogy of a game of craps where you're on the no pass line and he's doing the percentages and odds and he's got all of the shit. He's playing the value bets and you have no fucking idea what's going on.
Yeah, and he's crushing, making all kinds of money. Yeah.
Yeah, I just put my money on this pass line. I win.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
You never played craps?
No,
Who's that? Who's the conversation about? The follow-up that everyone was talking positive about that one person. Who's that?
We were talking about Brandon Rust. He was the owner of that company, Bokashi Earthworks, that place that had the amino acids I was showing.
Yep, that's right.
Russ got Brandon on Instagram.
Bokashi method, right? It's like a
Yeah, that was his first product, was the Bokashi. It's still probably one of his most popular products. It's recycled. Where does he get it's not coffee, it's something else. I don't remember. But he gets a waste stream and then he starts the fermentation with the Bokashi grains and then he dries it out, puts it in bags and sends it all across the United States. Hell, maybe the world. I don't know. Sure. I mean, I buy some from him and throw it on top of my. I like to throw the Bokashi in my compost piles outside because I do static compost piles because I'm too fucking lazy to turn compost piles. So I just start multiple compost piles. So in 1 year it'll be in this corner. The next year I'll start one in this corner, and then that one I started 2 years ago is ready to use. This is all for my outside vegetable garden, but I like to use Bokashi in that because it'll set up a fungi component in that and break down faster. Because a lot of my compost pile is leaves, and leaves.
How hot does that get that it supports it?
Well, it starts out, it gets hot in the middle when you first make this big giant pile, but then it cools down, and then that's when the microorganisms move in and they do the rest of the breaking it down. And that's when fungi is when you want to get your fungi in there because they'll break shit down way faster than the bacteria does. And that's where Bokashi comes in for me. That's because I like to do the easy way. So I was like, fuck it, I'll buy it, done. I'll throw it in there, good to go.
What's the double B?
Bavaria Bassiana.
There we go. Yeah, I saw Jeremy doing a dry seed starting video, and I don't know that I would start a dry seed like that because it would scare the fuck out of me. But he used that product, and I think that might be something to look into for me. I wouldn't use it in the way he did, but
the Brandon actually sells that on his website too. You can buy the raw spores, and so you need very little of it. You could just sprinkle a little bit into your soil.
All Jeremy did is just coat the seeds, and away he went.
Yeah, what that is a soil fungus, and it makes a. The reason he's doing it on the seed is because he wants it to make contact with that first taproot. He's wanting to get that association real quick because you want to make that relationship. And what it is, it's a IPM.
And then it grows with the plant.
Yeah, it grows with the plant. And then when a pest happens to come into contact with the fungus can infect it and it'll kill the pest. Brandon swears by it and he puts it in his soil all the time. He uses like 3 different things, and that's one of them. I can't pronounce all of them, but he sells all of them on his website. It's under, they're sometimes difficult to find. It's under like spores or some shit. He's got it under on his website. Or they look like little vials in the picture.
Yeah,
Well,
he,
Will the Soil must sell them too because Jeremy made the video about them. So
That's cool. There's also commercial products of Bavaria Bassiana, but they mix it in their own mixes.
I
and
believe
you're
he's
paying a
even
lot.
selling through oh shit, I just lost his name. Brandon's actual product. I believe that's where he's sourcing it from.
Oh, cool. Well, that makes sense. He's probably just
Either that or he's
repacking it.
name drop. So
Either way,
Shout
Bavaria
out to,
Bassiana, positive stuff. Good to use in your systems. You can either mix it with water and spray it on your plant, or you can just mix it with water and water it to your soil.
perfect.
I like the watering into the soil way because I'm figuring it's got to hit the roots.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's where it has to end up. So give it away to get there.
Supreme Grape says he likes to use spent mushroom blocks for mulch and compost. That's a good one. I like to use those in worm bins because the worms love that shit. And then you can just top dress that back onto your plants.
Yeah, they just
totally good shit.
for you.
I like to take those and throw them in my compost piles too, try to inoculate them.
Did we lose DP? All I see is, oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's right there.
All I saw was that masterpiece behind you there. It was scaring me.
It scared you? I figure. Well, yeah, the green. Scary.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Warning sign. Warning sign.
And the yellow color is
color,
weird.
not that I would know.
It's not
John,
a healthy.
yeah,
it's not a healthy color.
That's a alcoholic that gets around right there. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day.
Or a Simpson.
Yep. Oh, all right. So if I put a good amount of crushed up, I put a bunch of eggshells, grinded them the fuck up, and put them in my worm bin. Should I put some barley on it to help break it down for them? Or will they just sit there and use it as like a grit in their digestive system? Or should I help break it down?
If you get it pulverized down to like grit, then that would work for their grit.
I mean, I ground it pretty fucking good. It was like
that would probably work. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
I don't see a downside except for some people worry about like viruses and shit. So if you don't like heat treat it, is what some people do. Try to
definitely don't do that.
Cook it in the oven or some shit, but that smells like shit, I'm sure. So if I were to do it, I would probably do what you did. But
we'll find out.
I would do it in
doing pretty good.
I would do it in like an outdoor setting though. Like I would do it in like a outdoor compost pile or something, because then, yeah, hopefully.
I did it like last week, and it's not too bad. There's no foulness coming. I put a good bit of cardboard in there and shit too.
So stay pretty dry. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I didn't want to get in like anaerobic.
I just don't know how long. I think it's going to take a good while for it to break down much.
Yeah, I figure as much, but
it's going to be mostly calcium. So it'll be good for the plants anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, the grit would be good for the
eggshells.
The worms need the grit in their gizzards, I think it is, to grind shit up.
Is that why they add sand?
Yep, same reason for sand.
Chicken.
Yeah. Chickens, they use the oyster shell and shit, right? A lot.
A lot of times.
I see like food grade oyster shell. That's what my mom got for her. Now, can you use that for your plants, food grade, or should you use just plant grade shit? Is food grade acceptable? Because it's hard finding good fucking
oyster
shell right now.
What's the difference?
Oyster shell, you get down to earth, is pretty cheap.
I think a buffer. Like the food grade.
One's probably tested, one's probably
Tenacious
not.
Earth. Yeah, Tenacious Earth, for example. I can get a huge bag for like cheaper than I can get a concentrated bottle because it has a shit ton of buffer in it.
It's just fluff. Yeah.
Yeah, so that could be it. But at the big bags, food grade, so it could just be something in there to like added it to make it edible, because you can't just eat a small amount, I guess, or you don't want to. I don't fucking know. I'm stoned and rambling this morning.
Say, how does edibleness come into it?
Because of his food grade, right? Like
Well, yeah, it's
eating,
good
I think
to
it-
eat. How about smoke?
Oh, that's well, no,
Just
like you're using it for
marketing.
your plants. You know what I mean? Like I use oyster shell for calcium and shit like that.
You're talking conversion. I don't know.
Hallelujah.
I don't know.
Take your oyster shell,
Oyster shell,
eggshells,
turkey shells.
lobster shell. You roast it all in the oven until it's all dried out.
It's
Crisp,
all
right?
calcium.
I've heard of that.
Cheers.
Yeah. To get the
Gather it
membrane
all
off
up,
and shit.
blend it up in a
Yeah, the
blender.
membrane is what makes it rotty. That rotten smell, even if we even dry.
You put it in a blender dry, or you put it, or you mix it with water.
Dry.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Small
And it just
batch.
pulverizes it into like powder at that point.
To a dust.
Nice.
Got bags of this stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think this one.
That's all your own?
Oh shit, that's enough for a while.
This is like
For a
a taste
while.
of lobsters. Oh, it kind of stinks like lobster shell.
I bet.
Oh, there is that.
I worked.
Yeah, I got that lobster
in a
crab.
hotel, so I had time to just freaking save all my shells and roast it up.
Hell yeah.
Badass.
Frugal. Shout out to Abolished. The
Eggshell.
frugal way.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Get all the hours you can fucking possibly get.
I see Uncle Rick's ready to bow out. I'm gonna follow you
You
out
getting
there,
out here,
Rick.
Uncle Rick?
I think I'm gonna bow.
Is
This
he
RSL's
doing,
got my eyes halfway shut already.
Is he doing an
Y'all wanna give your
SBS
shout
thing
outs?
there?
Nah, I just shout out to Michigan Bros Grow Show. Just catch me on there. And GML show is coming back a week from today. So you won't. Oh, it's a heartbreaking. We're on Fridays again, so I won't be seeing you guys on Fridays. If he's gonna keep running on Fridays, I'll have to be over there. But yeah, GML I think is next week. So a week from today, we'll be going back on them at like the same time, I think. The 9 o'clock Eastern. And then what's my other shows? I'm missing some. Oh, Cheap Home Grow. And that's all my shout outs. So that's all my shows. Did I miss something? I feel like I'm missing somebody.
I think you have a show, or well, Michigan Bros have a show Saturday morning.
All the way
Oh
to
yeah,
Saturday.
the Wake and Bake. This,
Wake and Bake.
Tomorrow. Check them out. I'll be sleeping. No fucking way.
Wait, what's
I might catch the second half
Hey,
or
it's
something. There's no
Friday.
way I'm gonna be up
Saturday,
there.
tomorrow they are having one. Yep, they confirmed it.
Oh, did they? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I was out of the loop.
I saw a promise go down. So
Oh shit, that's serious business.
yeah.
What's happening, man? Count on it.
Skill bullet out of Skill Bullet's mouth. I heard it.
Oh, that's set in stone.
All right, I'm out here, guys. Thanks for the hang.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Great
try
to
to make
see
it to
you.
bed.
Great to see you, Spartan.
See you guys.
I'm on
Uncle
my
Rick,
way.
you want to shout out your stuff real quick, Uncle Rick?
Not
If you
too
can
much.
remember. Sorry.
Okay, it's all coming back to me. Okay, Let's Be Buds Wednesday night. We have we got Crimson Grown is going to be joining us, but I'm hoping to get more heavily involved in the tent and the soil and all that kind of stuff. So looking forward to that. I got a website coming. Just working on it. That'll be letsbebuds.ca for CA for Canada. So
Can
other
I get
than
a
that,
spoiler alert of any? Maybe can I have something to wear this summer? Would that be available at a website possibly?
we are seriously working on that. I promise.
Oh,
Just working out all those little details. Anyway, it's so good to see you all. Lucas, great to see you back. And Loyalty Organics, good to see you. DP, Thunder Dan, Polly, pleasure to meet you, my friend. Chat as usual.
Cheers, Rick.
Y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great evening.
See you later. I'm gonna follow out everybody. I'm tired myself. I gotta make the trek out to Michigan tomorrow. Phenomenal genetics. It was awesome meeting you, brother, and hopefully we'll see you more. Loyalty
Gonna
always
come to
been seen.
Michigan
Blue
tomorrow
kid.
today.
Good to meet you all. Good to meet you, man.
Hell yeah.
Have a
Cheers.
good
Still
one,
got an
brother.
hour, Blue Kiss. Hell yeah, everybody. Thunder Dan. Cheers, brother.
Peace,
Blue Kiss. Love you. All right. Everybody have a good night. Chat. Love y'all. Check out Caribou. Let's see, what do we got next? The Wake and Bake Sunday morning, and then the Monday morning news show. I'll check that out.